You can have guns, you can have fishing stuff.
I think so. I think that's really basic fishing stuff. Like just line and hooks. That's all I'm bringing.
Like
No
a
rock,
line, a
no
hook,
rock.
a float.
And let me tell you what my plan is. If there is like a body of water that's half-ass deep, I'm gonna tie the line to a floating device like a jug or a log or suspend it, and just have a bunch of those floating in the water with worms hung from the hooks, and just leave them there all day and come back in the evening and hopefully there's a fish. If not, then no time wasted. If there are, then we eat.
Oh, Kyle.
I do think the fish trap would work, by the way. I watched that video. I do think it would work.
Kyle,
Yeah, I've
you've been
made this-
setting snares, right, by a garden?
Yeah. I've built a couple of different kinds of snares. I've been working on spring
Have you
snares.
caught anything?
Well, I had to go away. I only had the snares set for one night because I had to go away, and I didn't think it was ethical to like leave them set for multiple days because something could be struggling, like if a larger animal or a pet got in it. So I only had them set for a short time. I'm not really going to catch anything necessarily. I'm just trying to get the design down because the trigger mechanisms are a little difficult.
I want to set some snares in my backyard. It's not as big as yours, but we might get. I mean, we've got woods.
Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna catch somebody's small dogs. What you guys are gonna do?
If I catch somebody's cat, fuck it. It's in my yard.
Yeah.
I hate cats.
Yeah.
So what you
I hate
want to go
cats,
to
too.
Walmart? Go to Walmart and go to the floral section where they've got those fake flowers to make flower arrangements, and they've got this green wire that comes on a spool that you use to wrap those arrangements together, and that's the perfect wire to use for snares, and it's super cheap. It's like $1 for like 50 feet or something, and it's really small gauge wire, and it bends and ties. And with squirrels, you don't even need a mechanism. You can just make a squirrel pole, which is just a.
I have a survival talk topic I want to cover.
Okay.
Let's lock down a date right now.
Oh, that's a little bit difficult
No,
for
don't
me.
be a puss. Don't be telling me what's difficult and what's hard.
It has to be after.
Oh my gosh, here we
April.
go.
Jesus Christ, I got business things. It definitely has to be after April 15th, and because I have work.
How about May 5th?
That's a little far out.
Well, my birthday's April 21st, and I'm not going any time before that.
Wait, why? I've never heard of anyone fucking celebrating a birth month before.
Yeah.
Whoever
Yeah,
heard of
man.
a birth
Maybe
month?
women.
I
My
can't go
birthday is May 9th.
First off, I still need to practice.
22nd.
Like, I mean, like, I don't have all my stuff. My boots are in the fucking mail. I don't even have pants.
Look, we're talking about doing this in 17 days, 18 days from now. That's what we just talked about.
Amazon Prime.
And you're like, my boots are still in the mail, man. I've got to get more skills.
I was always under the impression it was going to be beginning of May.
I'm telling you, if you guys said Monday, I'd be like, all right, I'll
Dude,
stop
if
by
I-
Dick's.
I honestly wish I could. I've got a lot of stuff to do.
I'm looking at the calendar here.
If it were up to me, we would like take off right now. We'd get our shit together and go. But I just got shit.
I'm gonna put it out
you
there.
can
Like
do
May
April.
5th
I talked
to
to
the
your
9th.
agent.
What? No, you didn't. Because I just had to write a whole business proposal for a company lately.
When is PAX? When is PAX?
I don't know, but that has nothing to do with
Yeah, it
what
is. It was the date. Let's see. PAX East.
I'm not going to PAX.
I know. It's the 11th to the 13th. So I cleared with her April 7th to the 11th. Bam.
That's that conversation. It has to be before like 3:00 this afternoon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have like a $40,000 deal that's due on April 10th.
Dude, you piss 40 grand. Don't act like that's a big deal.
You want me to say no way, guys? No, keep your 40 grand. I can't work. No, man. I got it has to be delivered by the 10th, I believe.
Get your shit done.
Yeah, you
got
can get it done
time.
early. What the hell is this,
It's
man?
March right now.
I may have to. Just trust me here. I'll do it as early as I can. I'm just saying that as of right now, the earliest I can agree to is like the 15th of April,
So that's a Tuesday. And
or if the 14th, if it makes it a Monday for sure.
oh. Well, shit. We can go April 14th through 18th. That's 5 days. It sounds like 4, but it's 5. And Wings of Redemption will be back for his birthday. Bam.
Oh, his birthday month. Your birthday
No,
is
I didn't
like,
say birthday month, but I'd like to
yeah.
make it to my birthday, and here's why I don't want to do this. You bitch motherfuckers don't want to take a GPS. We could get lost, and we could be out there till the 30th.
Wings. All right, hang on, slow down. I want to talk about how ludicrous this is right now because I don't think everybody grasps it. Wings. When is your birthday?
April 21st of 1986.
April 21st.
86 he throws in. All right.
So your concern is that we're going to get lost and you won't be able to properly celebrate your fucking birthday?
Hey, I don't know about
You know what I did for my birthday last year? I do. I was looking at it earlier. I had it written down. I watched fucking TV. I didn't do
Do you know
shit.
what I
What do you
did
do
for
with
What I
my
did for my
birthday?
birthday last year? I got pussy 3 goddamn times.
You know what I did for my birthday? I did that once.
I call that Saturday.
I worked all day. That's what I did for my birthday. right.
Yeah, what I was doing.
14th through 18th. Let's do this. I don't want it to lose momentum. Let's lock it in. The 14th through the 18th.
Let me throw some cons why we should wait till May.
Oh
You
my
always
god.
have cons. You're a con machine.
First off, winter isn't even fucking over yet. It's like 50 degrees outside.
The first
right
day
now.
of spring was April
50
20th.
degrees. Ooh.
Hey, Lefty, did you turn your air conditioner down yet?
First day of spring was like 8 days
What are you
ago.
talking about, man? Hell
It's
no.
not
Sleep
winter.
in your goddamn house when it's 50 degrees with the cup.
No,
I
dude,
do. It's 30 goddamn degrees out right now.
This is how
74
things don't
inside your
happen.
house.
You want to live an extraordinary life, you got to fucking do extraordinary things. You got to stop coming up with reasons that things don't happen and start coming up with plans to make them actually fucking happen.
No. You
We
wanted
should-
to do it like next week when I want to do it like May 5th.
No one here is talking about next week. We're talking about April 14th. You have weeks to get ready for this thing. It doesn't take weeks to get ready for a minimalist survival trip. All you need to do is pick up a Nalgene bottle, a pair of pants, and get in your truck. The second best truck on Painkiller
Yep.
already. Show up. Make it happen. Make it fucking happen. That's how things happen in life. That's how success is achieved. You don't find out reasons why you are going to fail or why you can't do a thing,
Yeah, but see,
or why that thing needs to
how,
happen
you know how
sometime later
massive
this year.
failures happen too?
What?
Lack of preparation. We don't even know if it's going to rain on the 14th through the 18th.
I don't care. I hope it rains.
I
hope it
fucking
rains.
bring you the rain. Bring the rain. I'll
We
bring
don't-
a
It
tree
could be
leaf
50
or something.
degrees outside. It could be 25 degrees when we're trying to
I hope
sleep.
it freezes.
Bring
I
your
want there to
shit,
be
Mother
ice
Nature.
cubes.
I don't think you guys realize how much this is going to suck.
You don't realize. I don't think you get it, Wings. You're not get.
Supposed to suck.
I want it
Yeah.
to suck.
It's
I
gonna
want-
suck.
It's going to suck, but I want the suckage to be as minimal as possible. I'd like it to be like a nice 60 degrees outside when we're trying to sleep.
I want the
Motherfucker, you
suckage
play
to be
every
as much
game
as
on
possible,
Impossible
you know?
except for
You know?
life.
Dude, let's do this. Let's do this. April 14th, don't say no. Don't puss out. Don't be a sissy. Don't
Why
be a
can't we do
loser.
what,
Be a winner. Make a thing
Why are you
happen.
against May?
You want to live an extraordinary, because May is the distant future. You want to live an extraordinary life. You want to do extraordinary things. Then you find out how to make them go. I watched the Painkiller Already subreddit, and they're like, man, a lot of these guys would really like to do this. A lot of like, man, I would like to do this thing. There's a reason not a lot of people do this, and it's because they're wired to figure out reasons why they can't do it, why they shouldn't do
I'm
it.
not backing out. I'm the last person who's going to back out.
You're the first
I'm the
person.
person-
You're backing out right now.
I'm not
we set a
backing
date.
out.
Do it. Do it. Just
Yo,
say
you
yes.
set a date. We're trying to agree on a date. My date was a lot further back than yours.
But you have no good reasoning for why
I
you're
do
doing
have good reason for it because I want to. If something happens on this trip and I die, I would like to see my 28th birthday. That is my fucking reason right there. That is a good reason.
That is
No,
absurd.
no,
That-
no.
look, because you think the like. What do you think your percentage of?
What is this? Is someone playing the piano?
It's the Lonely Man soundtrack. What do you think the odds of your death are? On
Motherfucker, you haven't even signed on to the trip yet, and you playing this bullshit. Old music sitting there playing in the background.
That's what the Hulk plays when he like walks away lonely at the end of every episode. Wings, what do you honestly think the percentage-wise odds are that you're going to die? What percentage of the time do you think that you're going to die on this trip and not see your 28th? What?
30%. I think there's a
You
30% chance
You
we're going
think
to
if
get
you
lost.
do this trip 3 times, then
You
you're
die on
probably
one
going to
of them.
die?
Yes.
Wings, I swear to God, you're not gonna die.
Look, I like to do this exercise in my mind a lot of times when I'm about to do something stupid. I give our odds of one of us dying on this trip, I would say they are about one in 10,000.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't feel like I'm going to die of hunger, but
They're
I don't
pretty
think we're going to
similar
die
to
of
the
water.
odds.
But I feel like there is a good chance we're going to get lost, and we might. And once we get lost and we start getting desperate, that's what's going to happen because we are not survival experts, and panic could be setting in.
What?
Wings, did you think your exercise was going to go as well as it did? Or do you think it was going to go far worse?
Exercise and surviving in the wild are two different things. There's very little chance of dying while you're running on an elliptical.
Before you started working out, did you think it was going to go as well as it's gone, or do you think it was going to go much, much worse?
I thought it went exactly like it would win. It sucked fucking ass, and I just do it.
That's the trip.
That's how the trip will go.
Yep.
Well, it's going to suck ass, but it's going to be 5 days.
Wings, you don't have a good reason to say no. If you had a thing, if you had...
I'm not saying no. Don't put the word no in my mouth.
If you had
You're
some
saying no to the
business
14th.
opportunity that represented half a day of your income like Kyle does, if you had, I don't know, like something big scheduled that you could, but you don't even have a thing.
Oh, dude, the 10th of April is my yearly income, so I don't really.
The 10th
I
of
do
April.
it. What Kyle's going to make on the 10th of April is more than I'll make this entire year.
And that being said, like this is first of all,
But
these
less
are
than
videos.
Kyle will make on the 11th.
Yes, it's less. Yes, totally. So all right. So what I foresee coming from this thing, I think we're gonna make some good videos, and I think that's something we should address as well. This isn't. We got a little out of hand when we did the FPS boot camp, and you guys were like clamoring for like 30 or 40 videos. I don't know what's gonna come of this video-wise, but you're definitely gonna get at least 1 or 2 good videos. And
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be, shelter building and hunting videos and fishing videos and.
Actually, I'm a money whore like a motherfucker. If I get 30 minutes of footage, there's gonna be like 15 videos out of that. I'm gonna make them 3 minutes long.
So over on
Put 'em in a
Blue's channel, We're
playlist.
gonna have 1 or 2 good videos.
No, actually, so I think I'm going to do a short format too. What it is I watched the new Boston's videos, and I found them so compelling and well paced and edited. It kind of looked like the answer key on how to do this appropriately. So there might be some longer videos, but I think that for the most part, they're going to be in like the 2 to 6 minute range, and hopefully people gobble them up like candy because that's what I did.
That's what I did too. Like, just put them in a playlist and let them run right on down.
Yep, yeah, that's how I enjoyed his videos. So I mean, on one hand, I guess I'm copying his idea. On the other hand, I'm learning from him. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah.
So
And
I like
he also turned in like a 60,000 view video into like 300,000 view video.
oh, because it's a bunch of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. View money's nice. What was I gonna say? Oh, we should do it though. Wings, have you agreed to the date yet, or do we have to continue to berate you?
I just don't see Wings.
I'm not going to agree to the date today, but I might agree to it. It all depends on. It means I gotta.
You have nothing. There are no
I
variables
also-
that you don't have the answers to right now.
But the fact that I bring nothing to the table right now, I don't know how to skin. I've yet to get a fire successfully made.
You don't need those things
You don't
because
even have a goddamn knife.
here's what we need from you. Here's what we need from you. Here's what I want from you. If you could do this for me, I told my friends yesterday because they were asking me what's Wings gonna do. I was like, all I need from Wings, and if he does this, we're gonna be successful. I need him to gather firewood because that's an important fucking job, and somebody's got to do it. I need him to maybe carry some water around, and hopefully he can learn a thing or two about boiling a rabbit, and maybe if we can make some acorn flour or something. And that's it, man. Like fire, Woody's got fire wrapped. I'm not practicing fire. I made a couple just to make sure I could, because it's fun and I had the tool. You don't need fire. You don't need to shoot anything. I promise you I'm going to feed us with that rifle. It's not going to be a big deal to shoot rabbits, squirrels,
I'm
and
perfectly able to shoot something, Kyle.
Okay, well, you can shoot stuff too. But all I need from you is just gathering firewood and chilling out and, helping with the shelter, gathering pine boughs and chopping limbs with a little hatchet.
You see, I want to be a bigger part of it, though. I understand that these are important tasks. These are calorie burning tasks, and I'm the best person to do this since I had the most calories on reserve.
Wings, you can be any part of it you want to, man. Just be a part of it on the 14th. Just do it.
We want to do this on the 14th of April.
Lock it in. Make it so. Because I don't want it to.
We'll leave on the 14th. I'll get back on the 19th or something, or 20th, and it'll be good.
I mean, I don't even have extra batteries for my camera yet. I haven't even ordered them.
Wings, see, this is exactly the kind of behavior that you need to completely remove from your life forever. Right? Like, I would never say, I only have, what are we dealing with here? 3 days, 17 days to get batteries for my camera. Can we push it off to May?
Well, I like to think about it in a financial mind state. See, I don't make $40,000 a month. I make $1,300 a month. And that fact, camera batteries, I've got $80 worth of camera batteries to buy. I got, I got boots to buy. Well, boots are getting given to me, but I got pants. That's another $80 to buy. I don't.
Let me throw some salt in your game, Wings. All right, I got work on the 25th, so like I have work like sandwiched on either sides of this perfect date jewel that we've come up with. Look, I don't care. Look, we're talking about here's what you have to buy besides like getting yourself there. Pants. You have to get that $50 pair of pants I linked you to.
Well,
you
I'm more just the items we've listed. I'm more $400 in.
No, I got all that shit. That's the thing. Like me and Woody have all this shit.
Yeah, I can buy shit. Like, what do you need? I don't want to buy you pants. What else did you want?
I mean,
Vaseline.
Most of just the things like these are like camera batteries and memory
For
cards.
like GoPro batteries?
No, like camera batteries like this.
We're gonna take GoPros. We're gonna shoot this on GoPros and cell phones and shit.
I might have to buy a camera, but dude,
I got this.
Don't get me crazy. I can get this done by the 14th or whatever it is.
Let me throw this out there. Does anyone here think that this needs to be a 4-camera sitcom? No, that's you shoot a sitcom with 4 fucking cameras. I think we need like one.
GoPros are horrible with audio though. Like you need a camera there to pick audio up.
I want to test the GoPro first. I've never used a. I'm sorry. I never used a GoPro. I've never used a GoPro outside the case. Go on.
I have 2 1080p small cameras with long life batteries. They do excellent audio in any situation. I've got 2 GoPro Hero 3s with like 2 or 3 batteries each. I've got I think I can borrow Google glasses. I could borrow like a tiny handy cam, the kind that you could literally fit in a cargo pocket. Filming isn't an issue. I promise you, Wings. I know. Look, if you're overwhelmed about it and you want to take a minute, and even if you don't want to go, it's cool. But I promise you, all these excuses you've come up with, I can knock them down with a flick of my hand because we got this shit handled.
Yeah, Kyle sounds like he's got cameras locked down. He has 2 of them. I mean, I can get my own.
I've got piles.
I got 3 of them still within arm's reach of me, but the fact is, I only got a battery for each.
That's all right. I got extra batteries for you.
I don't even know how many GoPros I have. It's like 3 to 5.
Hey, you make it look like I don't want to go. Shit, I want to go on this trip. I've always wanted to take this trip, but you guys are trying to push and rush somebody into it. That's peer pressure.
Yes.
Yes, we are peer pressuring to go on the because it's perfect. Yes, it is.
Like I'm not even gonna give excuses no more. I had all kinds of things I had planned up, and I planned this based off a month because I said May 1st, last week, and everybody said, "Oh, that's fine."
No, nobody's ever.
No.
Like Woody and I have been talking about this a couple times, and we've all. May has always been like a shit. I hope we don't have to do it in fucking May kind of thing.
Why?
May
It's gonna be warmer in May.
I'll be older in May. Who knows how long I'll make it?
I might not make it in May. I rate my chances of dying between now and May at about 35%, and that's 35%. Wings, can you stand up?
You tried around with Jeremy. I mean, that increases it at 5%.
I buckle up.
I think we can do it again in May if you want, maybe. But
I thought it's going to be a yearly thing. That's why the logo I put 2014. Like next year we could go like the desert.
I'll throw this out there right now. If this goes well and we enjoy it, next time we'll go to the fucking desert or something. You know what I mean?
Fucking desert. Just do different areas.
I don't see.
We'll go to a different environment. Let me take that one back and just put my foot in my mouth a little with the desert. But another similar environment in which we think we might be able to flourish.
Swampland.
Like Mars.
Yeah, like Mars. Yeah.
No. I would be down for doing a repeat in the same place, a different environment. Who knows? This might be something that we do more often. And I feel blessed. I don't say blessed very much. I'm not that religious, but I'm fortunate to have a circle of friends who can do shit during the day, right? Like when I had all my Cisco friends, they're not even allowed to go out on weekends, right? But these are people who can do something from Monday to Friday. So let's do that. You will be a more extraordinary person on Friday than you were on Monday.
Let's ask this. Joe, can you do the 14th?
I don't think so. I have a doctor's appointment that day with the baby. I can't be gone for that.
All right, so that automatically eliminates Joe. So who are we gonna replace him with?
Scott.
Andy go on the 14th.
He is on gym, dude.
And he's like, yeah, man, no problem. He's got his backpack on.
Joe's like, Andy don't get no vacation.
That'd be a shitty ass vacation to go on.
But I can maybe come out like the next day though. I can come out probably the day after. So maybe I go out a day later than you guys. So I'd be out there for Tuesday to Friday or something.
What if you came out later on Monday? What time is the doctor's appointment?
I don't even know. I just have the day marked.
You realize he's got to fly, right, Woody? He's not like he could just like take his car where we're
I'm
going.
just starting to process this. Yeah, I knew that he was. I'm just like, you know, if he went from the doctor's to there, he could be in.
I could do like a Tuesday to Saturday. I could do like 15, which is
I could do that as well, but I know that's hard for Woody.
Yeah, and I hate to be now I'm the guy that doesn't want to do things, but like Saturdays and Sundays are gigantic. That's like my work day. That's.
What happens if we get lost? I mean, you're thinking about this, but
We are not going to get lost. I'm going to walk back to the car 3 or 4 times, buddy. Like, I'm telling you, I used to hike in 5
Why
or
are you
6
going back
miles
to
every
the car 3 or 4 times? Like,
Wings.
is that where you're gonna hang
See,
your
it's
food at?
funny.
No, that's
Everyone-
where I'm going to charge my GoPros.
Joe says we're not going to get lost. Kyle says we're not going to get lost. I'm on the other end of this thing. Wings, I've been lost so many times, I'm not even concerned about it anymore. I'm abso-fucking-lutely going to get lost. I always do, and I always make it out. If you get lost, you want me there with you. I'll get you out.
Yeah, but I've heard stories about you almost dying.
She makes shit up. Don't pay attention to that woman. She's not
If you want to do the show on the 14th, I can do it. Just let me know.
Yes.
Yes, 14th
Yes!
it is.
Fucking 14th.
I got to speed my shit up, son.
Oh, and
I was gonna actually go stay with my uncle next week. Well, not stay with him, but go to his house and have him teach me how to clean animals.
I like that. I like that.
That sounds fantastic. I just watched a YouTube video on cleaning a rabbit. It was actually cleaning a rabbit for beginners, and I saw it, and I watched it, and I studied. I think I can do that.
That's awesome. Remember the scene when they were doing that on Game of Thrones? When the two girls.
Not carefully, though. I didn't learn from it.
But I mean, I just remember that scene. Like they were arguing about who could gut a rabbit better.
Oh.
You know,
He
I
didn't
watch
even
porn,
gut it,
but I
really.
don't really get my pussy eating secrets from porn.
Was there a video on Reddit of the guy just cut the rabbit's asshole and then just squeezed it and everything just came out?
Yes. Yes.
That was on Reddit, right?
Yeah, that's the video that I was linking around the last week.
The one I saw was different. He pretty much cut the legs off, and they look like chicken legs or chicken wings, like whatever, drumsticks. And then along the back, he put a cut on its spinal cord, and then he kind of cut the fillet off either side, and that was it. He didn't gut it very much. There wasn't hardly. That's bad in grammar. There was hardly any blood. The whole thing is like. This is skinning for beginners. If you're a hunter and this is your thing, then this might not be the way that you do it. He's like, but this gets 90% of the meat off, and it's easy and it's quick and it's a good way for someone who's new at this to do it. And I thought, that's me. I've never skinned a rabbit before.
Yeah, I watched several squirrel skinning videos because I feel like that's our most likely source of food, and it looked pretty easy. You basically cut it right above its butthole and then cut down its thighs, and you step on the tail with it upside down, grab the thighs and pull, and it kind of pulls out of its own skin.
I got a question. What knife should we be aiming to bring?
So I'm gonna take a couple. I kind of designated myself as the tool guy. I guess I'm willing to carry that shit. Because I really want our shelter to be good enough that we're gonna be comfortable. So I'm bringing a hatchet that has a saw on the back of it that you can take out of the handle from SOG. A shovel that also has like a kind of a saw blade on the side of it. It's really lightweight and folds. Also from SOG. A knife that's made for like skinning.
Let me re-ask this question. Unless you're bringing knives for everybody.
You just bring your knife. Your seal pup knife. That's
what I was gonna bring.
I don't want to ruin that thing though.
Oh,
you can't ruin it.
I would love to say this is the knife that I used to survive the North Carolina wilderness with, but given Kyle's knife arsenal, I feel like the SOG I was gonna bring is almost redundant. It's durable, it's tough. I might bring it anyway. Who knows? I might bring a multi-tool instead, and then who knows what I need from that.
The multi-tool would be welcomed. That's the only thing I'm not bringing.
Yeah, I have. I'm kind of a multi-tool junkie. I have like half a dozen really nice multi-tools in my life. I keep them in the car, in the desk, in the gun case, and I'm
bringing plenty of paracord.
Who's bringing the?
I can't hear you.
Someone needs to have duct tape.
It's not a bad
That's what
idea.
paracords for.
But yeah, like I was gonna bring that knife, that big sog that we always pull out, and I still might. But maybe, should I go get it? Here.
It's like I look at it as like
Yeah, that's
it's gonna have nicks in the blade. It's gonna have it's gonna control some of the edges.
Nah, man, I promise you that.
I'd much rather get like a cheaper knife that's like this and just use that to like
I'd much
carve
rather-
wood up and stuff.
I already told Sog you were going to be using that one, so how about you just bring it?
I'll bring it then. Yeah, dude, I didn't know that.
So we didn't know this is information we were getting withheld from.
I promise you won't damage that knife. If you do, and there's something wrong with it, I'm pretty sure you got a lifetime warranty. And if you don't, I know a guy at Sog. So
Yeah, I'll bring that knife. I might bring a multi-tool also then. Who knows? It depends. I really want a light pack. If I'm going to survive and on minimal calories, I don't want to bring my standard like 40, 45 pound pack.
My thing is
I'm
this.
bringing a JanSport backpack with just shit in it.
Yeah, I've got a military type backpack. I'm gonna see if my stuff fits in it correctly. If not, I'll get
I got a rucksack backpack, that thing's just big. I don't want to carry that.
I'm not sure that the pack's weight matters as much as it would on your previous trips, though, Woody. Because I think we're gonna hike in 3 to 5 miles, and then we're gonna sit all that stuff down in the camp until we leave.
That's a strong point actually, because usually like when I do this sort of thing, hiking is the point, and you do like I'd say 12 miles, but 10 to 15 miles a day. And, so hiking is the point. The pack weight matters a lot. If we're just going to go like 3 to 5 miles in and stop for a week, maybe the pack isn't that important. Like keeping it light's not that big a deal.
Yeah, that's why when I was like looking at those tools, like there was a lighter weight hatchet, and I was like, I'd rather have the hatchet that I know I'm going to be able to chop with better. So I got the one that weighed like 14 ounces more.
I'm going to ask this question because I want to ask it anyway. I'm going to bring gloves. What gloves do you guys suggest I buy?
Mechanics gloves.
Like, is there anything better than the mechanics gloves for like dexterity and stuff?
Cut the fingers off the mechanics gloves. Cut one of the fingers off the mechanics gloves. Something
I'll
like
bring
that.
a multi-tool for it.
I can cut that finger off with one of my
So
main.
like, just go to AutoZone and buy those damn mechanics gloves. That's to be the best gloves to carry.
In my opinion, that's the best thing to do.
Can I
when you're
say
doing...
I'm still excited that we nailed down a date?
Oh yeah, it's great. That's a big accomplishment to nail down the 14th and possibly have Joe Lozon coming in on the 15th once we have base camp set up for him.
I mean, but like, do we plan on Joe, or do we actually go try to get another fourth, or do we bring that guy that Woody wants to bring?
I think so.
Or does it come?
So Joe is a maybe, regardless. So I think that we should have some. I think if anyone out there wants to be part of the PKA survival team,
Lefty.
we need a video. Lefty doesn't want to be, and he has very good reasons for not wanting to go.
No, he's got good reasons, and I can't get a good reason for a date pushback.
Well,
No.
you both use the same reason, your vagina.
Yeah.
I'm far from a vagina. If I was a vagina, I would be like Lefty, and I would be like, nope, not doing this. I'm staying home.
It's funny how hard.
I
time
wouldn't
give
want
him.
to. If I were you, I wouldn't want to turn 28 before I accomplish something this big.
Exactly.
That would be how I'd look at it.
Lots of
tragedy would
motherfuckers
be
turn
to go-
28 without doing this. I bet
you don't-
90%
but
of
you
the
don't have to be
population
one of
doesn't do this.
You don't
You
have
don't
to be
have to
one
be
of them.
one
You
of
need to be extraordinary, not average.
I'm going to be extraordinary. We're going to take pictures, and that picture's going to be back there on that wall.
I can do anything you can
I
do.
like that. I like that. I might
No,
bring.
it's gonna be great.
I was thinking. Do I want to bring a DSLR? I don't know. It's heavy. Which was
It
why
is heavy, and like I said, like, do I want to take my, this big ass camera, which is, lots of money to me, which, an expensive camera is a big thing to me, out in the woods. Like,
Yeah, mine's really durable. It's like
And
weather
heavy in
seat,
that case.
and it's
yeah, but
it's
all it
heavy.
takes is one slip on a wet rock to bust the fucking lens up.
Yeah, but that's stuff I encounter in day-to-day life. Like, once again, we don't need to get redundant. One camera will get the job. Like one DSLR, for photographs. I'm sure we could pass it around if need be. But I'm glad we got a date. But let's not get away from what.
How about we do a before and after picture? Like when we first get there, we take a picture, and then after 5 days, we take a picture.
I'll bring a scale. We could even weigh in. But what I wanted to get to was for our fourth person, and since Joe is a tentative maybe, I would like it if you guys want to be considered. You need to make a video. We need to see a PKA survival, and then go ahead and put it like hashtag PKA survivor or something, so we can find this thing.
What if they put it on the PKA subreddit?
There you go. Put it on the PK subreddit.
All right,
Put
so-
your survival video, and here's what I want from you. I want your stats. I want you to nail down. This is how old I am. This is what I've done before. These are my experiences, and then demonstrate some of your skills. It would be great if you gutted a rabbit. If you cleaned a rabbit in front of me in like 15 seconds and we're like, here you go.
Well, I've been watching
That
the
would be
rabbit
a good
cleaning
skill.
video.
If
And this
you-
guy's took 10 minutes.
If you demonstrated, some fire making skill or some like hunting skills or any kind of survival skills that you possess that you think would be worthwhile to us on this trip, demonstrate them in the video and put them on the subreddit.
So
do
it's,
you think this could cut a rabbit's head off?
Yeah, man, it cuts your head off.
so here, reddit.com/r/PKA. If you guys are familiar with Reddit, that'll be easy for you, because all the Reddits end with /r and then PKA. Submit a link, and then link up your video. Just, bam, right there. It's a piece of
Yeah.
cake. That's
Probably talk about what they would bring too and why. So
Yeah,
what
what kind of gear you're bringing.
and what they bring for gear.
sell you to us.
Yep.
Sell yourself. What are your accomplishments? What are you doing? Why would you be good? Why are you easy to hang out with? Why would you be a good survival companion?
Are you a licensed hunter? Things like that. We need to know.
Yep.
Anything that makes you valuable.
Yep.
So make it so. Get it done. Let's see your videos.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. And keep in mind, we're pretty sure right now that we're doing this thing April 14th, right?
You gotta be able to bring your own transportation too. There ain't no plane tickets being issued.
Yeah, we ain't picking you up. There's no free ride here. You're just coming to hang out with us.
Well, I'm willing to pick you up if you're on the way from Myrtle Beach to wherever the hell we're going near the Appalachians.
I'm not picking anyone up.
'Cause,
I might not like you.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, and show some personality in this video because we're agreeing to spend a week with you and alone in the woods. So show us that you're a likable guy. Maybe if you have like an attractive girlfriend, that would be a selling point. I don't know.
Maybe they'll send her instead.
Maybe
Send
send
her
her
girlfriend instead.
Yeah.
So
We would consider any females who want to come on the trip.
Wings, your drive is about 3 hours.
It's about 3 hours to your house though, Woody.
I think we should meet at Uari.
Is Yari the Appalachians? That's where I thought we were heading.
Yeah, the bottom of it.
Well, how far is it?
I figured it was like 2 hours from your house.
It is. But see, I live.
Triangles, Wings.
It's triangle. Here, I'm gonna give you a link. All right,
How do you not spell Uari?
I gave you a link. You're all set.
Okay. Let's see here.
What'd be a good progression on this whole thing is so you do it all together this year. You guys are all one big group. Next year, you all do different camps. So Kyle has.
I don't think Woody knows where the Appalachian Mountains are.
Oh, shut up. All right, so do you see in the top right where it says Raleigh, Cary, Apex?
Yes.
That's where I live.
I mean, this is cool. This is way closer to me, but
Yeah.
the Appalachian Mountains are about 3.5 hours to the left of Charlotte.
To the left.
Does that seem right?
See where the Great Smoky
Now I know why
Mountains
Wings
and
wants a GPS.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
there's the Chattahoochee Forest, the Nahal National Forest, the Great Smoky Mountains. That's the Appalachians. This is like Francis Marion Forest.
I'll tell
So
you what,
what's
at the end of the trip, if it's not mountainous for you, we'll do another one.
okay? And I
If
also
you
have a
feel
question. So after the trip, where is the post-trip meal going to take place?
Longhorns.
No. You got to look in the map. Like, is there a town nearby?
Troy,
Troy. That's a decent-sized town.
it's the closest town. It's a town. They have auto stores and restaurants and stuff.
All right, Woody. Since this is a national forest, is there any? Because I know in Francis Marion you're not allowed to hunt at all.
I already called in. We're good to
Yeah,
hunt.
we covered that.
Okay.
You need a license, it looks like.
'Cause we got the Francis Marion Forest down here under Myrtle Beach, and they don't let you hunt at all there.
Is there a way to?
And keep in mind, if you don't have a license, Wings, it probably wouldn't be good to it appearing on camera doing hunting.
Lefty, I am going to have a license before the 14th of April.
Yeah, I gotta get
Well,
that done
I'm just
too.
saying because earlier you were talking about taking more than 18 days to get batteries for your cameras.
Okay, so hang on. I have a question.
It's not because I couldn't get them in 18 days. It's because I'd like to know where my money situation is, what my bills are, have my bills paid, and then contemplate what I'm going to buy. Not because it's going to take me 18 days to buy camera gear, Lefty.
Okay, so my question, Wings, you've had a hunting license before?
Yes, I've took the class.
Okay, cool.
So he might be all set, right?
You just need to go to like the South Carolina hunting website, whatever it is.
I just
and
gotta
you
go to Walmart and pay $25.
No, you can print this shit out for free, man. I just did it. Yeah, you've already got the so you do not want to buy a South Carolina hunting license of any kind. You need your hunter's safety course that you took when you were a kid or whatever, that card printed out, and then when we get to North Carolina or perhaps online, you buy a North Carolina small game license. And hang on, I linked you guys to the information earlier. I can read it back as far as the pricing and everything.
But I want to throw out there one more time about the audition tapes and stuff, the videos. Please follow instructions and put it on the PKA subreddit. I don't see every tweet that comes to me. I'm sure all these guys are in the same position. I'm
not even going on this trip, so I don't want to see your goddamn video tweet.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Part of the test will be, can you follow instructions? And if suddenly you're posting it, like on the woodycraft.net forums or something, be like, all right, that's a good guy to skip over.
Yeah, it's a strike against him. Right away. Intelligence is lacking. Okay, so the basic 6-day small game license, $40. A 10-day inland fishing license is $10, and then you're sorted. That's it. And that's if you want to fish. And that lets you set snares, traps, box traps, shoot rabbits, squirrel, all that crap.
Maybe they'll help me learn to trap something. Do they cover any instructional type stuff?
No, it's all safety. It's
Okay.
all stuff that keeps you from hurting other people and, following the laws.
Okay. Yeah. It's interesting the breakdown, right? Like, I bring fire and water. I know I can do that, and I feel like part of me is like, what if I don't do it right, dude? I fucking done it a lot. I'll bring fire and water. Kyle's confident he can bring food, and I'm not at all confident that I could do that.
I texted you a picture of my rifle, Woody, if you want to show it.
I
If it
saw
makes you
it.
feel better, Woody, I'm more worried about the fire and water than the food because I can go 5 days without eating. And I can just eat it at the steakhouse in Troy.
So let me.
It's like a folding 1022. It comes with a like a survival case. Like everything folds up, disassembles, and fits in that pack.
I'm kind of happy when I'm looking at you already that all these fucking rivers are around. So water doesn't look like it's going to be too damn much of a challenge.
So that's
can't
that's
get
the
a
two
good
pieces of the
focus.
rifle, and that's its case that it's sitting on. So that's gonna be cool.
Is that the takedown?
Yeah.
The takedown?
Is that a
It's,
1022 collapsible? Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty legit.
It would look
And
cool.
I'm gonna put some cool optics on the side of it. I maybe put some backup optics on there. We're not
You're
allowed
gonna put
lasers.
cool optics on it?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't know. I'll put a scope on that motherfucker for sure.
That in the spirit of the survival.
Death to all. No. That's it. Remember, we're declaring war on the forest. We already decided that you wouldn't hold me back with my guns, okay?
Joe, have you seen my
The
survival
jab
rifle?
stick is against the rules.
Look! I
Gun is
almost
perfectly
bought a
legitimate.
fucking P90 on this thing. Like I was like, that's a small caliber. It's similar. I could bring my P90.
Right,
Look.
2.2, 2.23. What's the difference?
Exactly. Yeah, that 5.7 by 28 is a small round, guys. Come on, I could bring my. No, I'm bringing my 22. It's a cool 22 though. Get over it.
I think the 22 is okay. I think it's the optics. I think it should be iron sights or bust.
Why does that matter? The optics could be off. Like how can
Pussies don't need optics. That's all I gotta say.
I was gonna buy Woody's rifle, but I wasn't confident with the sights when I looked down that I could make a long range shot. I feel like if you can totally kill a squirrel with that thing anywhere like 20, 30 yards, but I feel like shooting up into trees and stuff. I just like a scope. I like a scope, especially for little birds and stuff. I want some kind of optics, so I'm gonna bring something. Maybe
you want to bring a frying pan?
No, I think one cooking vessel is gonna get us done.
You shoot the little birdie and all the little birds extra there. We might as well cook us an omelet.
You gotta climb the tree to get those, brother.
Yeah, you throw a rock.
I want to see. I
then the
want to
egg
see Jordy
smash.
climbing a tree.
Yeah, it'd be just like that scene from Almost Heroes. Meanwhile, Woody is
I was thinking more Beverly Hills Ninja.
rifle over here. This is a cool rifle he's got. This thing floats.
Yeah.
Woody, can you do it upside down blindfolded yet?
No, but I can do it. Like there was the first couple times I did this, I was kind of figuring it out as I did it. Now that's not really the case. I know how to do this.
Here's me.
I thought you fell for a second, for
There we
sure.
go. I'm ready. 38.
That's very similar to what I'm taking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is my survival rifle. It all fits in this part here, like from here to here. That's the butt of the gun. It's kind of got a big ugly butt, but
I don't know what you guys taking. I'm just gonna take one magazine full.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
taking
that
more.
sounds
That's
about
5 rounds for me. That won't do.
Yeah, but our mags are like 30 rounds. So
Yeah,
that's not-
38 rounds.
You're only taking 38 rounds?
38 rounds. I mean, you got to put some kind of limits on yourself.
I've got 2 mags. I've got 30 mags, but I'll
five of
bring
these
2
if you want me
mags.
to bring 5 of them.
Yeah, I've got a few.
I can bring a whole brick if you want me to bring a brick. It's only gonna add like 2 pounds of weight, and that's 500 shots.
Yeah, I have 500. I've shot a bunch of them though, but there must be a couple hundred left. And I don't know how many rounds I bring. I'm not sure. I'll probably grab a handful, whatever that is, 75 or something, so that I don't have to worry too much.
I think I got partial brick. Hold up.
My biggest concern, my biggest question about how this whole thing is going to play out is how far into the woods do we go? And now that Wings has stepped away for a minute, I would like to hike him as far as we can take him on day 1. Day 2, we get up bright and early, take him that far again. I want to be 2 of his days of walking in the woods.
Who, my days?
Yeah. Honestly, I want to be at least. If it were up to me, if I were like Sergeant Kyle and I was making the decisions here, we'd go 10 miles in, and we get all the way to the true wilderness area that they've got there.
See, I don't think that it takes that much.
Okay, if it doesn't,
You could go 1 mile in.
Yeah, I
we'd be
think you'll
perfectly
go.
fine.
I think because my idea was 3 to 5, and I think that's as deep as you need to go to
Okay.
not see anybody, to
I
feel
don't
like you're
wanna
out there
see
alone.
anybody. I
Yeah.
want to be fucking silent out there, no traffic.
I want to scream and have nobody know.
Yeah, I want Wings to scream and have nobody know.
I want Wings to squeal and have nobody know.
Duct tape turns no into
I bet you I got the loudest call out of everybody here.
The loudest scream, you mean?
You're
No, I
wa-
don't. I don't scream. You don't scream will carry very well. You got to have almost like a
could you-
holler.
Could you step away from the mic and like maybe even stand up and give us the loud like if you had to make the most noise as possible to like signal a ship to save your life?
I mean, I can do it from here. You want me to do it from here? Look back here.
Yeah, I want maximum volume from you right now.
Let's hear this.
What was that? Okay, all right.
I
Sounded kind of like a.
didn't know it was going to be that southern.
I didn't either. It's like a rebel yell, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like he's like right behind like Stonewall Jackson running up a creek somewhere in Tennessee fighting the Bluecoats off.
Oh, now he's about to be a suicide bomber.
Yeah, you're getting dangerously close to jihad.
That's what we used to do when we went raccoon hunting because you get separated sometimes.
So you
Yeah,
just be out in the
Sunday
woods
carries.
doing that?
Yeah. And the dogs responded to it too, Bud. That's what we taught
I'll
Bud.
bet.
Because Bud would go chase the coon, and like you lose sight of him, so you just do that noise and he'd come back.
This is gonna be such a fucking disaster, such a shit show when we get out there in the wilderness. I'm really looking forward to this.
You're going to be
What?
drowning in water, though, I promise.
Yeah, as long as we got water and we gotta find our way fucking out, I'm happy.
All right.
Getting out's no big deal. I want to find some plants that we could eat. I wish I knew the difference between the poison mushrooms and
I need
the
to
tasty ones.
study up what poison ivy looks like in Uari.
I'm with you on that one. I'm actually, some people in the South in particular, I didn't even know that being like invulnerable to poison ivy was a thing. And then I moved down here, and it seemed like more than half of the people were like, yeah, I don't get poison ivy. Like I looked at them like they were superheroes. Everyone I know gets poison ivy. I get
No, my
poison
dumb
ivy.
ass, I'd wipe my ass with poison ivy.
Yeah, poison. And I used to go off-roading a lot, right? So what you do is you'd stand like off to the side of it where it's safe, and you'd have poison ivy issues. It's one of the reasons I'm bringing wet wipes, so that I can, it reduces it a ton if you can clean your legs. But I need to be able to identify poison ivy so I don't like set up a shelter in it.
Well, poison ivy is pretty easy to pick out.
There's
People
15
say
there's
that.
15 varieties in South Carolina.
I'm not one of those people that's good at it though. Like oh yeah, poison ivy's easy. It's the one with the pointy leaves and it's green and the little red. And then I get out there and everything looks like it to me.
Anything shiny you want to stay away from. Pretty much.
And it also
True.
sucks if the bush is deep enough that you have to push your way through leaves, and you might just get it on you regardless.
I will definitely spend a little time identifying poison ivy. And the shiny thing that Joe mentioned, I remember
So
the shiny.
am I the only person that's going to bring a machete?
Yeah.
I thought Kyle said he's bringing a sog one.
I just didn't see the use of a machete. What do you think you're going to be doing with it?
Cutting down trees to make a shelter. Little baby trees.
He's bringing an axe or hatchet for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
I
gonna
have
bring
extra hatchets.
a gun, ammo, wet wipe, small shovel, a bedroll, and that's about it. Oh, chapstick. Cause fuck you, I want my chapstick.
Yeah.
Chapstick also is edible, so you can eat it.
Not going to eat my chapstick.
No, I'm gonna put it on my lips. That's how I use it. You can
If
use
I don't have chapstick, especially if I'm outdoors like that, mine just get, they scab over. They're just bleeding and they get rough.
Exactly.
And I don't know how long it would take to acquire cat oil in the wilderness, so I'm bringing chapstick.
I have a new topic. Chope did.
I have a question. It's kind of a different topic. It's a totally different topic. So I just found out that I can hunt in North Carolina with a silencer. Does anybody have any complaints against me bringing a silencer as well?
No, I don't. I mean, that's actually better. That'll leave
I
the
think
squirrel
it's
not
only
running away.
polite.
I think it would be cooler if I made a silencer for the trip. What if I make like a homemade one?
I think that would be against the law then.
No.
I think he's a.
No, I'm allowed to make silencers. So
What are you going to do, like the Mountain Dew bottle with the duct tape?
I would
no,
think something
I'm gonna take
reusable.
I'm gonna
Maglite?
take yeah, I can make one out of a mag light. I can make one out of just some aluminum that I can weld up. I'll make one for the show. I'll make something something rugged.
I think you should.
I better see at least one post on the PKA subreddit calling for an end to survival talk, because we've had ISP talk banned, political talk, religion talk, all this shit that we're not supposed to talk about, and this entire show has pretty much been survival talk.
Well,
I know you guys are talking about it. You guys
We're
are jazzed
hyping
about
up
it, and
the
that's
damn
great,
trip.
and it makes for great
Could
shit.
have
But
been a part of this trip.
I'm just talking. I just, if people are gonna want to be like, oh, listen to me when I say things, well, here's something else you better bitch about too, motherfuckers. That's all I gotta say.
There's a video I found that you should see this huge fish he caught with this like Indian trap. These things, and the things are easy to make.
I was telling you, those Indian fishing traps look really easy to make. You just cut off stakes and drive them in.
He didn't even cut them off. He broke them off with his hand. He made it in like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, I saw a guy build a complete like crazy lean-to shelter the other day with no cordage or tools whatsoever. He just peeled the bark off of trees and used it as rope.
Yeah, dude, but check it. Click on like 4 minutes and 30 seconds. He caught a fucking big ass catfish.
Do we need a whole new topic?
Yeah, we need a whole new topic. Guys, paying for the survival trip, basically. Speaking of which, should we
All right,
talk?
I'll see you guys in half an hour or so.
Yeah, see you later, Lefty. Do we want to talk about the gear? Can we get that knocked out? Because I'd like to know.
I'm torn on even talking about the gear. I don't. Do we even give attention to the hate?
No, but here's the thing, though. They are the audience, and we're part of the reason we're making the video is to entertain them. Now, personally, I'm doing this because it's kind of a lifelong thing I've always thought about doing, and in my head I was always alone, but now that there's going to be you guys, I think it'll be even better. So I want to go, and I would go even if we weren't taking cameras. But since we are taking cameras, it makes sense that we don't have camping gear, because I want to really stress this. We're not fucking camping. It's going to be below 40 degrees Fahrenheit and raining one of the nights.
Yeah, bite me, Joe Lozon.
Yeah. If we don't do our jobs appropriately, we could get hypothermia and die. That's a legitimate thing that could happen Tuesday night. But there are a few things that, of course, we want to bring. And Woody mentioned earlier, like Les Stroud does these scenario videos. Les Stroud, the Survivor man, doesn't go out with nothing.
He doesn't. You think he does, but he doesn't. He's like, all right, here's the scenario. So, I just went snowmobiling, and I got myself a half a gallon of gasoline, an entire snowmobile, a small toolkit, some leather, some foam, a helmet, that I can use as a bucket or a cooking device. I've got this, I've got that. these survival guys come loaded. And don't even get me started on Bear Grylls, and I'll pronounce his name like that because he sleeps in hotels at night. He has camera crews handing him bottled water off camera. He's we've debunked that guy a million times. And I'm not saying he's not a legit camper, but when his show is not what you think it is. His show looks like it's him cutting a seal apart and making a wetsuit for survival, but it's really a dumbass playing camper on camera. That's what his show actually is.
Yes.
Les Stroud goes in with more equipment than you think he does, right? He's not going in there with just like a single match and a pair of tighty whities.
Now, sometimes he goes in there with very little, but oftentimes he presents a scenario. More often than not, he presents a scenario in which he has quite a bit of gear. And it may seem to the untrained eye like, oh, well, he's just got a cell phone and some steel wool. Yeah, that's a fire-making tool.
Can I point something out with Les Stroud, too? He generally has the area mapped out, and he knows where he needs to be by day 5 to get picked up.
Yeah, of course.
And he also goes in with people indigenous to the area, and he's trained before.
That's a thing,
I don't
right?
want to have a dick measuring contest with these guys on TV, but
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying we're going in this motherfucker blind.
We're doing a dick measuring contest, but the point is ours is smaller. That's the point. This guy goes in and he knows exactly which plants are edible. He didn't know that. He did a little research going into it, and our little research is like how to start a fire. So it's a whole different thing. And Kyle, you want to carry on? I know you had a point to make.
So the question is this. So this trip was going to be a hunting trip where we had 22 rifles, limited ammunition. Now with that, I was so confident that I was going to be able to feed us because every day I'd go in my backyard and go for like a 30-minute walk, and I was seeing a rabbit every day and 2 or 3 squirrels every day, and I'm like, this is just half an hour. I could have killed all those animals, and that could have fed all of us. So I was confident that that would feed us, but rabbit and squirrel season doesn't happen again until the fall. So we switched it to a fishing trip. We're just trading our rifles for fishing rods, and we're taking those it's like a $40 fishing rod. If you go on Amazon, you could probably find it. Or Woody, could you show them the fishing rod we're taking?
Sure, 1 second.
That would be great, because you'll see how shitty this thing is. It's an ultra lightweight fishing rod made for catching like fucking bait fish, and we're going to be using it on trout, bass, and catfish.
Damn, I'm glad y'all decided to let me on this, because when y'all said bring fishing rod, I was going to bring...
We have decided to let you on multiple times. You were not available.
We're just going to show it like a professional thing.
Oh, dude, I used to...
like an 8-foot pole.
I used to have a 2006 Triton aluminum boat. I got some nice fucking fishing rods back there.
I can't speak for Wings of Redemption, but he needs all the help he can get anyway. Woody and I have these ridiculously...
I don't even know how to put this together.
He doesn't know how to put it together. That's where we are. And you guys are like, oh, FPS, it's the PKA camping trip now. PKA camping trip. No. We will die if we fail at shelter and or fire on the second night. Someone could die. Wings will definitely die.
I've been camping many times.
You looking at
Every
me.
time I brought food and shelter, because that's how you camp. This is something different.
We're not bringing any food. That's the other thing. Like not a bit of food. Like, we're hiking in with 32 ounces of water to keep us hydrated until we get to water. But, other than that, we've Wings is going to have some... I got Wings some glucose tablets so that if his hypoglycemia acts up, he can pop one of those.
That sucks, because I thought he was really going to bring jujubes.
He probably still intends to, but I've got him glucose tablets packed in my bag.
You guys are gonna have to strip search him seriously before you go into the woods.
I'm down.
Full cavity search.
Dude, you worry about those little amount of calories that I get from like a granola bar, dude.
That's huge.
Balls too.
That's not huge at all. You realize my body burns like five.
Yeah, man. If I had one granola bar a day, I would be set.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, my body burns 45 to 5,000 calories a day.
Yeah, but your body brings like 1 million calories with it.
Yeah, dude.
So wait, Wings, what's your BMR? Like, what do you normally? For a day? Just living, not counting.
Just sedentary life out is about 4,800.
Damn. All right. So you're going to be going super negative calories.
What we're going to see is what happens when Wings Redemption's diet is actually controlled 100%. And that is that Wings is going to drop like 10 fucking pounds. No,
dude, it's going to be more than that. I got sick like 2 weeks ago. Like I got a stomach bug, and I dropped 18 pounds that week. And that
how does that factor in with where your weight is now, though? Because you haven't worked out in 2 months.
I've only gained 9. I gained those 9 of those 18 pounds back.
You gain. Okay, well that's water weight then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't gain.
But it
9.
still made you feel bad.
Fair enough. What I'm saying is, this is gonna be. This won't be as much water weight because you're gonna be drinking, but you're not. You're just not getting any calories.
The working out, the way it's gonna affect me is like bending over and picking stuff up and doing things like that, like just the muscle fatigue.
Well, regardless, I don't want to get too far away from the point, and that is, I want you guys' opinion because you are the viewing audience. We're doing this mostly for you, so let us know. Are these tiny fishing rods that Woody has still not been able to assemble, by the way?
I'm actually trying to put it back.
Keeping in mind, I'm the only one who knows how to tie the knots. No one else knows how to tie either of the knots required, not the one to put the line on the reel, or how to load the reel, or how to tie a hook. I'm the
Kyle,
only
I'm not sure
I
I
am not
appreciate
lined
that
up
shot.
with you.
What knot do you normally tie, Kyle?
I don't know the name of it, but I can.
Kyle, you were doing the wrong thing and asking these bastards for feedback on what equipment we can bring.
Yeah,
How
about-
motherfuckers
exactly.
will say,
I
they're
thought
going to
you
say
actually did
I didn't
die.
appreciate that shot
I
at
saw a
Wing's
guy on
seamanship.
Painkiller already just say, you should bring someone who's really annoying and steals all the food and like doesn't know how to
saw
make
that.
shelter with
They're
you. So-
already bringing wings, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, that's me.
yeah, it's just,
I love you, Wings. I'm just playing, man.
Yeah.
these people are like, like they want to sabotage us because they find the struggle entertaining.
Yes.
And they will happily nearly kill us for a good video.
Let me tell you what's more entertaining. It would be more entertaining if the three of us ended up like the Swiss Family Robinson out there with trained monkeys than it would if Wings just turned blue and we had to go back to the truck. Okay, it's
Why does
better.
Wings got to be the one dying here?
Okay, it'd be.
Come on, Wings.
If when I fall apart on day 2, because we still haven't caught anything to eat and my blood sugar is dropping, and I get really cold because I didn't bring the right clothes or a bedroll. When that
These are
happens,
all things Wings are doing. Wings
And then
is doing-
phantom hypoglycemia shows up
He's
that
like,
Kyle didn't even know he had.
Kyle's like, hypothetically, I don't bring the proper clothing. Oh, that's Wings. And I go hypoglycemic. That's Wings. And I don't build a proper shelter. That's Wings. Then maybe I'll have to leave early. That's Wings.
just saying. And once again, it's not a failure or anything if you have to leave early. It's a rough condition we're going in.
Thank you for destroying what little self-confidence I had in this trip. to
Oh
begin with.
my goodness!
We've been
If
trying
that
to pump
destroys
you
your
up all the time.
self-confidence,
It's
you
not
shouldn't
that
be on
rough.
YouTube.
Wings, you're building the shit out of that fire, dog. You know it. You're the
Yeah.
one that's been practicing it the
We're
most.
putting Wing on fire detail
He's
immediately.
on fire duty.
Dude, it's not even that.
Of
Like,
course.
there's lots of things I do bring to the table. I mean, like, I can tie knots. I'm pretty good at that shit.
I was defending your seamanship, Wings, right here, bro.
Wings, didn't you say you were just going to bring a T-shirt and
No,
an
I said I
undershirt?
was going to bring an undershirt,
Uh-huh.
which is these. This is an undershirt,
Right.
a t-shirt, and a fleece.
So you've got 2 cotton shirts and a fleece.
And I was going to bring sweatpants to put over them.
And
That with a proper shelter and a fire should be enough to survive 40
On a
degrees at night.
38-degree rainy night in the forest.
Not to mention body heat.
If you
I've
think
got
I'm
so many
cuddling you,
You talking this big game now? Just wait your ass out there in cold because I'm fat as shit.
Wings is like,
I have this advantage over you guys.
yeah, you talk
Already
big
a
game
lot
now,
of body
Woody.
heat.
Come Tuesday night, I'll be looking mighty snugly.
I'll be like a motherfucking pillow.
I swear to God, I'll die before I snuggle with Wings Redemption. Mark my fucking words.
No, that's got to be a video. You guys got to cuddle with Wings together for warmth.
No, I'll die first. I
Come
swear to God.
on.
There's real concerns I have with this trip too, like foot blisters. Like if I get feet blisters, I'm borderline worthless.
Dude, you can walk a little ways without getting blisters, and
Oh,
like
I can walk a good bit without getting blistered, but
I
not
remember
bathing and
my,
all this
I'm
other nice
I'm
stuff.
bathing. That's where I don't get. I'm gonna get in the river and take a fucking bath. Like I'm gonna.
I went on a hiking trip. This is a couple years ago in John Muir Trail. I've talked about it before. One of the guys I went with, his name was Ed, got bad blisters on the second day of like a 6-day hike.
Shit.
And like we called him Darth Vader. He had so much freaking like moleskin, and every day he'd like take it off, and you'd see giant exposed like 2.5 square inches of brand new skin. He never said a peep. He just at the end of the
Shit.
day he'd take his boots off, he'd air them out, and I'd be like, dude, doesn't that hurt? Like that looks awful. And he'd
Shit.
say, yes, it does hurt.
What a badass.
Yeah.
I am
scary.
nowhere close to that badass.
Yeah, man, that's pretty tough. Like I won't quit unless unless both of you guys are like, yeah, man, it's time to go. I really won't. If I cut myself, we'll just patch me back up.
You and your
The
Band-Aids.
Band-Aids out, whatever it takes.
Bring some Bactine too, just to make
So-
sure that you can't have that getting infected.
We're
right?
bringing a basic first aid kit.
Yeah,
and
I
I
haven't
guess
even
my,
looked inside it. I had it in my backpack from before.
yeah, no suture kit, but like alcohol and Band-Aids and Neosporin, something like that, and maybe some gauze. But I guess what I was trying to get at before is, what are the things that we absolutely shouldn't bring on this trip? I guess that's my question for the
I say
audience.
big pot.
Machine gun.
Yeah, I'm cool so far. I don't
Yeah.
think we need a big pot. I'm taking one
Basically-
of those really tiny metal cups.
Yes. Yeah, a tiny metal cup. What else?
Why y'all against the big pot?
Because it's campy.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is
Yeah,
supposed to be a survival.
it's not even campy. It's just more efficient. Like,
No, it's campy.
It's
motherfucker, there's 3 things in this trip that we need to do: secure water, build a shelter, and find food. That's the 3 keys to survival.
And the fire wings. Don't forget the fire. How
That's
could you?
part of the shelter.
Fire's
okay.
not part of shelter. You
This
might
is
be
the Wings
making-
Redemption survival guide.
No, so look, you're right? Like, what'd you say? Food, shelter, and what else?
Food, shelter, and hydration.
Okay, hydration is so easy. So then there's food and shelter, to me, are the trickier ones, and heat. I watched an episode of Survival Man, and Les Stroud was like, "Oh, it's so cold. It's bone-chilling cold out here. I think it might be like 40 something."
I watched that too. That's in the Georgia swamp. I watched that and I got scared.
Yeah, because that's what we're doing.
That's exactly what we're doing.
I think I have the weather report, and I look at it every day because
I posted it on the subreddit.
as it gets more current, they show here. I'm putting it on the screen right here. 37, 36. This is worse than it was when I first looked at this.
Yeah, it got a little cold.
It's hitting the 30. It's like freezing out. 36 degrees Fahrenheit.
This is at night.
And Kyle will die before he cuddles with wings.
I'll die before it happens. I'm gonna tell you what, like 'cause
That's like some serious cold there, boys.
That is serious fucking cold, and especially if you're on the ground. Your ground sucks 75% of your body heat
I
out.
will not be on that ground. You keep talking about this ground thing. Kyle won't be on the ground. Kyle has been learning how to fucking bind sticks together and make a tripod. I'm gonna make a raised bed platform with coals underneath that
Well,
motherfucker.
motherfucker, I weigh 400 pounds. And there's only so many damn sticks I can bind together.
You say that? No, I guarantee you could lay on the bed that I'm gonna make. It's 550-pound test paracord wrapped like 3 or 4 wraps. We could all get on this thing.
Yeah, you guys could lay it down together.
Yeah, I saw a guy make one last night on YouTube, and he made a big one like for a tent.
I got a question. I
No,
haven't bothered looking up. How are we going to make cordage out there? Like,
We're bringing cordage. Now that's the other thing. We're bringing paracord. That's like a survival staple. Like you don't go out there without paracord.
I thought we was going to actually find it off the trees. And
No, that's
the vines and
absurd.
stuff.
We're not in that kind of environment. No, we would die without paracord. That's another thing we
And
really
you guys,
need.
the preserve would get kind of pissed if you guys were going ripping off bark and stuff trying to make rope.
Yeah. Like it would, making cordage in the wild is not a skill that we have, and I don't know if the vines are going to be there in that area. That's another thing. When you see Survivor Man do something and he's like getting all this cordage, it's because they found a part of the swamp where there was a lot of cordage, I bet. Because that's not a regularly found thing if you're just thrown out there. But anyway, yeah. So here's some things that I'm just going to bring whether you like it or not.
Now you're talking. I like your attitude now.
Like
Carry
this,
on.
this better. Well, I definitely need my cordage, my 550 paracord. I'm going to bring a good bit of it because I'm planning on demonstrating a couple different knots and a couple of different things that you can do with it. I'm going to try to make these tripods. I'm going to try to do a few other things. So paracord, I definitely want that. Our knives, I don't care how many knives you guys want to bring. I don't think there's a limit on that. I mean, bring as many blades as you want. You're just carrying more stuff. I'm going to bring like a couple of little tools, like a hatchet and like a little shovel. And we're not really getting anywhere with a shovel. It's just, it would be good if we could dig a hole if we needed to. And obviously we're going to need, even if they don't want us to bring the fishing rods, we need hooks. We need
Sinkers,
and fishing
floaters.
line.
I already bought the fishing rod. Kyle, this is the cord I have. Why do I think your cordage is like light years better?
Hang on, I'm clicking your.
How many
screen.
feet is that?
Yeah, it's the same stuff.
I don't know. I just
If you cut it, there should be like I don't know 7 strands in there, 5 or 7.
I've
does it
never
say-
even used it. I just keep it in my hiking backpack for whatever I didn't predict, and I haven't needed it yet. But this time I think I will.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. So this is what I'm bringing in terms of cordage.
Yeah. What else? What are some things that you're bringing, Woody, that are a little above and beyond, maybe?
A little. Well, the water filter. A lot of people don't like that, but I don't want to boil everything I have to drink. That's a pain in the ass.
People don't. What do you? Okay, hold on. Can I just ask really quick? When you say people don't like this or that, what does that mean?
They post comments like
yeah,
water
Like they
filter.
shouldn't bring these things.
They go
Like
to the PKA subreddit and want us to suffer immeasurably. and I think what would happen is, I probably boiling all the water that 3 men want to drink is such a pain in the butt that we end up drinking unfiltered water, and I don't know how that works out.
Yeah,
It
well,
looks a
you'd
little
probably
murky
get
in the
sick.
pictures.
It looks a little murky. I've drank water like that before, and I've never gotten sick from it.
Right.
But I also have heard that if you get sick from it once or twice, I think Les Stroud was saying it the other day, that once you've had that sickness a few times, you kind of get immune to it, and you can just drink any kind of water.
So the locals drink that water unfiltered all the time. Kill the dog! And but on the URE website they say that it needs to be filtered.
Yes.
So that's a thing. So I'm bringing a filter, and what else wouldn't they like? I might bring like some sort of plastic blanket type thing, and I envision using it to like direct heat from the fire our way,
Yeah.
not as a blanket. I might put it on top
Reflector.
of firewood for the rainy day so it stays dry. Like that. I was thinking effectively I'm bringing like a tarp maybe. And I think that'll be super handy. And I'm
A
not
tarp or a trash bag?
something along those lines. It's like a silvery little blankety
Oh,
tarp
okay.
thing.
So, you're talking about the space blanket.
I guess. These things are cheap. It was
Yeah,
like
so-
10 of them for $5.
Yeah, so it's like a aluminum foil blanket. And
Yeah.
the idea, I'm bringing one too, and we've got a similar idea, I guess, is to make a heat reflector that's on the opposite side of the fire that we are, and that directs more of the heat toward us. And I think that'll be good. And it'll be interesting to like show that concept, I think.
You can line the back of the lean-to with it as well.
I'd like to line the roof of any kind of shelter we build with like a plastic garbage bag. Just I don't think that's asking too much. I see that all the time in survival videos. They've always got their plastic fucking trash bag.
And so you don't have, like I watched a video of survival, and it took them something like 6 hours to get the proper amount of bushes to put on the back of the lean-to to make it waterproof. Like a trash bag's instant waterproof.
Yeah, a
it's
trash
all-
bag would be nice. If you guys are really opposed to the trash bag, keeping in mind it's going to be raining and thunderstorms on night 2 and sub 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's in the 30s 3 nights. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Tough titty.
You know,
Reese
I'd
just
really
wants to
like to be
cuddle.
able to bring my plastic trash bag with me. I hope that's not asking too much. Like I said, I think that, and I would like my fishing rod. And keep in mind, can you show them the fishing rod or some of it, or did you?
I put it away, but I can show it again.
Oh, did you already show it?
I did, but
I-
I'm not lazy about it.
It's tiny. It's
Yeah.
tiny. It's and
This
to
is
be
the
honest,
case it comes
like,
in.
yeah.
Is that like a survival one, like in emergency? Here's a fishing rod.
It's designed for people that camp or hike or whatever. I guess it's designed for hiking because it's so tiny that it's
I'm just thinking,
lightweight.
Oh, well, that's campy then. That's campy.
Why don't you just bring a brim buster or something?
What is that?
I don't know what a brim buster is. That's why.
like the fact-
Brim buster's it's about this big when it's fully in, but you can like spread it out like this, and it's a line. It's for catching brim. Catch any kind of fish you want to
I
catch.
like that this one's all comes in all these pieces. It seems more like survival gear than fishing gear.
I actually wanted one that telescoped. I thought that would be ideal, but as we read reviews, the telescopy ones, no one thought they were any good.
Yeah. By
So,
the way, Wings, we always
that's
try to
basically
get you when we have these like,
Yeah.
survival mission shopping trips.
I go to sleep at 8:30
PM
p.m. Yeah.
or AM, because some of these talks happen in like the middle of the day. And
Yeah,
we
don't
can't-
even listen to Wings. Wings sleeps whenever he feels like it. He doesn't have a schedule whatsoever. I go to sleep at 8:30 p.m. Sounds like he's super disciplined and he's like up exercising at 4 in the morning. That's not the deal. Probably his sleep schedule revolved all the way around the clock.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, it's what always happens.
But what I'm trying to say is, don't feel like we like intentionally left you out of the,
Right.
the fishing rod talk because
Because
we
I can't
tried to
afford
get
to buy
you.
fishing rods anyway, so I'm all good.
Well, regardless, we've had a couple of talks like that where we went over the location trying to really pinpoint a way to do it so there's not tons of hiking because we don't want you to get those blisters, and I don't want blisters either. That's the other thing, footwear. I'm gonna wear some fucking sneakers.
Don't complain about my gear. And he's
I got
wearing
appropriate footwear.
I don't know why sneakers wouldn't work.
water moccasins.
It probably will, but
Yeah, I just don't think it would matter. I think I'm just gonna wear my sneakers and
yeah.
bring 2 pairs of socks and make sure I keep them dry.
If we were doing big hiking where we were like really going places, I think you'd want better boots. And I'm gonna wear them just because I have them. But I don't see any problem with sneakers.
I'm really upset. I've got some really nice boots that
Am I the only person that
paid
wants
for. What?
Am I the only person that wants this trip to go nice and smooth? I like to get there, get set up. We have our camp set up the first day. Maybe take us 6 hours to build the shelter. Fire goes off without a hitch. Maybe got a little bit of light left. We throw the pole out there, catch 2 or 3 fish. You know.
That's a beautiful day, Wings, and I hope it happens that way. But I just think there's
totally
be
not
so
gonna
much-
happen. It's totally not gonna
So
happen.
should we talk about that? Because Wings wasn't there when we talked about the schedule either. Do you want to do that on the air? You want to
Yes,
talk about?
yeah, let's work it out. We think we should get to the meetup place, which I won't say online, but I'll be happy to send it to you, Wings. But we think we should arrive at the meetup place at, did we say 8:30 a.m.?
I would get find out when do they open, and then let's pick a realistic time. That probably makes more sense. Because if they open at 7 a.m., then yeah, we could get there at 8. But they may not open until 9 or 10. Of course, it is the kind of place that would be open early. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do, if I'm going to drive that 3.5 hours that morning, or if I'm going to spend the night in the area.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to wake up about 3.5 hours early, throw my shit in the bed of the truck, and drive.
Yeah, right. I wish you were on the way, and I'd come in, hang out at your house, and maybe shoot some video over there, have some fun with that. But we're all kind of coming from different directions.
I don't
I'm
see any
supposed to
hours
be-
on this place. We'll have to find it. But let's target 8:30.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get up at like 5:30 in the morning to make it happen. But I can do that.
So would Wings. You know, if
Yeah.
Wings is what, 2.5 hours away?
2.5, yeah. I'm
That
going
means
to
you'd
probably
have
get
to
about
leave
5
at
and just drive.
You'd have to leave at 7:30.
Why would you leave at 7:30 to make it 8:30?
5:30. 5:30,
What
right?
is he driving?
I'm sorry.
Driving a rocket car.
You'd have to leave at 5:30. So I don't know when. If you wake up at 5, can you get out of the house at 5:30 if you're prepped?
Yeah.
I guess so, since you go to bed at 8:30, right?
Yeah.
I usually wake up about 4:30.
Now that's
anyway.
true. Now, like he did Skype me like early in the AM, and he's like, oh, I'm up at this time now, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I ignored it because it's way too fucking early to be talking to Wings, but you know, it was early. So the reason we want to get started early, obviously, is we want to get any last minute gear, including licensing, etc. Anything that we may need at the last minute, and then we want to get to the place where we're going to set up our camp as soon as possible because, the nighttime is coming. And what do they say in Game of Thrones? It's long and dark and full of terrors or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's no good. So
But
I
yeah,
think
so-
the most important. So fire, then shelter.
I'm ready to wrap up the topic. I don't know if any other people are thinking.
Yeah, probably so. Probably
I
so.
ain't even got to go. I want to bring a poncho.
I'm down. Yeah, I don't think anyone's restricting
Can
clothing.
Wings bring a poncho? That's the question of the day.
Why are we asking for permission from these fucks? They just want
Because
to
they're
kill
the
me.
viewers. I think they get some input. They don't get to
They
decide. They
want
don't get
to
to say
kill
yes
you.
or no.
I asked about the sailing thing, and they're all. And a guy's like, "Bring an annoying person who's going to make you want to jump
Oh,
overboard."
God. I'll tell you what. We'll do the sailing thing. You guys pay to get the boat like ship shape. That thing needs about $4 or $5 grand worth of work on it. You guys put together a fucking Kickstarter for that shit. Fix my boat. Yeah, we'll settle the Bahamas. Absolutely. With no food.
These people never have our best interests in mind. Ever, ever, never. The whole thing is just like, I want them to hurt more. It's over. Yeah, you got to look out for yourself at some point and bring a goddamn fishing rod. I don't know how to fish. I thought it came with line. I don't know how to put the line on the reel, and I'm using this thing to survive for a week.
What kind of line are you going to put on there? What pound test?
4, because the box said between 2 and 6, and 4
There
is in
you
the
go.
middle.
Think about this is the lightest weight fishing rod you can possibly get. All the reviews are like, yeah, it's great for bait fish, but don't, and there's all these like complaints about it breaking on big fish, the kind we're fishing for.
I won't be able to share with Woody. I'm bringing some serious test line here. I'm going to try to set up fishing
I
traps.
can't speak for what Wings is going to do.
The box said it should be between 2 and 6 pound test. And this apparently means something to you people. I just thought 2 to 6, all right, I guess I want 4. Because it's in the middle.
Test is tensile strength.
I know what it is. I guess that's how much weight it is before the string breaks. Maybe I should get 6 since Kyle seems to think those are low numbers. I didn't even know that was a low number. I thought 6 pound test. That must be the high number.
It's pretty high, I guess, for some of the fish we're fishing. Like it would be fine for the bass and stuff,
You
but
don't catch
some of
no
those
trout.
catfish can get enormous.
Dog. Catfish can get 90 to 100 pounds. You're not going to catch that. You're not even going to come close to catching catfish with what y'all got.
I will. I saw Dirty Jobs.
You better be hitting that motherfucker with a stick.
We're gonna send you in to noodle for them.
That's right. Noodling. That's the word I was searching for.
Yeah.
Dude, this is going to be flippin' awesome. I'm completely excited about this. The level of equipment that we're bringing is perfect, regardless of what anybody says. And the trip is the length is perfect. The worst part is we're doing it a little early. Remember how hard I pushed for Wings to do it April 14th?
Yes.
May 14th would have been better. Because I looked at what normal temperatures were, right, for this time of year. And it was supposed to get down to like 49 at night. Was 34 the low number?
I don't know what the
36
fuck you're
maybe?
going. It's like a parallel dimension because it's 50 degrees at night here, and it's like 35 over there.
You're right. 2 nights are 37 and 1 is 36. That's freezing freaking cold.
Yeah.
You guys, trust me, we're going to suffer plenty.
No sleeping bags. Have I mentioned that? Like I think some people don't realize that. And when you say camping and there's no sleeping bag or a tent, come on.
You guys look at this. I don't know if you can see it, but the low here is like 60 all night, like the entire week. And
Well,
for
it's
some
gonna be
reason, y'all
cold
found the
next
void of Earth and time. It's 35 degrees.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's gonna be really cold.
The low this week is 57 in Conway. I'm just saying that.
We can
And
go to Wings'
if
house.
by like day 2 or 3 we haven't caught a fish, I'm gonna start scavenging or something. I don't know what the fuck
You'll
we're
be
gonna do.
fine. You'll eat my dead body if we don't catch a fish by day 3.
Wow, that's gonna suck.
So are we doing PKA from the woods, or what's the deal here?
I don't know. There might not be a PKA on Friday of next week. It depends, right? Like if the trip fails and we're out by Wednesday, then then there's a PKA on Friday.
I got a PKA idea for Lefty. You do the PKA by yourself, 167. You're smoking a cigar. You're eating chicken. You're like, those motherfuckers died.
I think we should record the next PKA as soon as we can when we get back and get the whole group together and we can discuss what happened on the trip, and that would be a good way to promote the videos that would be upcoming.
That sounds great. And I guess a lot of it depends on when we get home and how things go and how we're feeling, how sick we are.
Yeah, man, it's it is a concern that this could go really poorly and there could be no food.
Yeah.
And
Have
then
we
I will be
covered how
coming out of
much
the
I know
winter.
about fishing? I don't know how to put the line on the... People were fussing that I'm bringing a rod. I might not use it. I might literally tie a square knot, putting some bait on a line, and throw it with my hands into the river because I don't know how to use the rod.
Yeah.
You ever would use the soda can rod and reel?
No, I've never heard of that.
Where you tie the test around the soda can, and then you throw the line out there with like a rock as a sinker, and you use the can to like be a reel.
You put your finger in the drink hole and like spin it?
Yeah, and you like spin it, and it brings the line back.
That sounds like a way to sever the tip of your finger.
Let's talk about failure.
All right.
What if there's a failure? How will the trip? Let's say that one person should decide that they've had enough. Would the trip continue?
You're trying to say I'm going to do it.
I'm not trying to say
No
that.
one's
It could
calling
be,
you out,
No
right?
way.
But
No, no, no.
hypothetically, someone
Let's
has a
just say I get
hypoglycemic
food
attack.
someone drinks water and they get contaminated, and let's say Woody gets diarrhea and he's throwing up and he just got to go. I would be okay with continuing with Wings of Redemption and myself.
You'd be a dumb motherfucker.
Fingers crossed that Woody doesn't go down.
Wings is probably secretly hoping like he's gonna bring like a Mickey or something to slip into your water cup at night, and like up, Woody's sick, gotta go later, y'all.
I don't think you understand the level of hell that I'm going to be going through on this trip.
You're really over.
Yeah, why
You're
is your
blowing
level
this-
of hell any different than ours?
Yeah, you're blowing this out of proportion, first of all, because it's going to be some cold nights, but we're going to have a big fire. There's going to be some, maybe some hungry times. And hey, I don't want to hear anything about how you don't like fish, because that's absurd. Woody doesn't like fish. Did anybody know that? Was anyone here aware that Woody hates fish?
Yeah,
Not
but
at
Woody
all.
probably doesn't violently vomit when he eats fish. I
Woody
do.
doesn't talk. You violently vomit when you eat fish.
I can't hold it down. It's the texture. It's not the taste. I'm not allergic to it or
That's
anyway.
bullshit. No one believes you violently
Bullshit.
vomit
No
from eating
one-
fish.
Okay, anyone. There's 100,000 people that are going to watch this shit. Please, if any of you have a disorder in which there is a type of food, an animal that if you eat it, you violently vomit, I want to know. 'Cause I think we're not the only one.
Animals. That's like my number one life skill.
Man, first of all, I love fish.
Textures of food can sometimes mess with me.
I feel like, dude, I hate fish. I really do. I never eat fish. It's been decades since I've enjoyed a fish meal.
When's the last time you were at a restaurant where the meal was going to cost more than like $20 or $30 and you picked fish
That has never
instead
happened.
of steak?
Yeah,
Never
no,
happened.
that's not a thing
Never
that I would
once.
do. I don't like fish. I don't order fish. Every now and again, I try it, and I'm reminded of how much I hate fish. My wife made catfish like 3 weeks ago, the first time in about a year and a half. I didn't finish it. I had a couple bites of it. I gave it a good go. I found that it wasn't worthy, and I had apples with peanut butter for dinner. Thank you, Wings of Redemption. And I don't enjoy fish. Fish is going to be the only thing we're eating. I haven't said a flippin' word about it, right? Like nothing. Like I'll eat fish on this trip. I'm counting on the fact that when I'm starving, fish tastes damn good.
Yeah,
that's the fact I'm counting on. I'm like, motherfucker.
and
I
also
get hungry enough.
crawfish. So there's apparently a lot of crawfish in this river. Now I don't know. You need to
catch
get
those
to
with
sort of
your
a shallow area to get those. But I'd like to ask the PKA audience for permission to bring some water bottles, just some plastic trash that I could make crawfish traps out of.
You realize you can catch crawfish with your hands, though, right?
You realize that if we made traps, I can be doing other things than getting wet in the water splashing around for crawfish. I just want to set 5 or 6 bottle traps and then go and collect firewood for the rest of the day, and maybe I've got 5 crawfish to boil at
What are we
night.
gonna do for bait?
The crawfish would work great. You got to catch something
I'm
first.
saying, if we got water bottles, if we can bring plastic water bottles, I can make cricket traps.
Yeah, exactly. So
Now
I
we're
think plastic
talking.
water bottles would be a cool.
That's the can-do wings we need on this trip, baby. Make some cricket traps.
Cricket traps are easy as shit to make.
To you, I don't know how to make a cricket trap.
You cut the top off the bottle and
Yeah.
bury it in the ground, and you put some rotten fruit in there.
There's a better way. You cut the top off, and then you spin it around, put the top back in it, and push it snug. Take the bottle cap off. Cricket comes in, jumps through the bottle cap, can't get back out.
Nice. You
Yeah.
put some sort of bait in the bottom,
You
right?
put some kind of fruit or berry or whatever you can find around inside the bottle.
All right. That sounds awesome. And then, can you catch a fish with a cricket?
Yes.
Because I thought
Normally
I'd
you-
use a worm.
Normally, I fish for crickets.
It would be nice to have crawfish from what I've read about the fish in that area.
You normally fish with crickets? See,
Yeah,
that
when I
implies
would
you
do-
normally fish. You know what I normally fish with? I don't normally fish.
I used to have a boat.
I've done a lot of
I've done some fishing in my life.
I've got
I have
I've
too.
got a couple ponds at my house, and I did a lot of catfishing growing up. So we would always use like chicken intestines, chicken livers.
The way we catfish is illegal.
How do you catfish?
Tell me more about this method.
You take a shock rod and you drag it behind the boat.
Okay, yeah, that's illegal. That's literally illegal. But setting up a jug line wouldn't be illegal.
No.
We had
Like
we
an
could
milk jug.
But we could set one of those up across the river.
I'm psyched, man. It's not that far from now. As we record this, it's Friday. On
Yeah.
Monday morning, we'll be driving to the to the place, and I'm psyched.
Yeah.
So day one officially starts Monday?
Yes.
Monday is day one?
Monday is day one, and it's happening. It's going to be cold. It's going to be hard to succeed. It's going to be discomforting.
I
but it
wish
should
we
be
had
cool.
Stone Mountain 64 with us.
Yeah, I do too.
He sounds like he's official. Like when he's giving those call-outs from the plane, it seems like maybe he knows what he's talking about.
I wish he would commentate my shit I won't be taking.
Anyway,
That's
Do we need a new topic?
one more survival question.
All right.
One more for the group. So we got to build this survival shelter, and I had thought it would be a cool idea for us all to make our own shelters, but Wings of Redemption wants to make one big shelter.
I'm thinking one big shelter. I know you want your own shelter, but I think one big shelter takes advantage of one fire better than multiple shelters. I want
also
that fire to be 18 inches from where I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Also, we could take a fire wall we could make, like by putting things in the ground and just stacking up wood so the wind blocks from the fire and also radiates the heat towards the shelter better.
Yeah, we were talking. That's
I
the
had
fire.
a similar
we were
idea
talking
with the
Basement.
like tinfoil thing. Yeah, I think one big shelter is probably a smarter idea.
I want my own.
Yeah, but
You can
like
have your own, but it's gonna be like 6 feet from the fire because that's the nature of individual
my own
shelters.
fire.
You want
And
your
also,
own fire too? Goodness.
Here's the thing, though, Kyle. Like I was even talking in the group chat. Like, what happens when you want 3 individual shelters and there's no trees close to each other to make them anywhere close to the vicinity?
I don't need trees to make my shelter. And I just thought it would be cool if we each had a shelter and we could be like, this is what, like a science fair, like this is what Kyle made. He decided he wanted to be really comfortable. Look, he's dug a hole out and he's put this and that and he did this and this. And Woody just didn't give a fuck. And Woody's just got leaves everywhere. And Wings has burrowed into the earth and he's down there like a troll somewhere.
Mine
That
looks
would
like
be-
a bird nest. There's just a bunch of sticks on the ground with a hole.
Yeah, I think all of our shelter know-how, which comes from YouTube, needs to be correlated
all
into
YouTube.
one.
It's all YouTube know-how. I'm going to be completely honest, but I still stand by the fact that my belief that enough knowledge will get you by.
I've been consuming. I've really worked on my information diet of Les Stroud and New Boston, and I've been steadily consuming a healthy information diet of
I have been
survival
watching
techniques.
knot tying videos and how to employ those knots to situations we'll need them in, lashing and stuff like that. And also learning how to fucking skin catfish. Oh, here's an item I'd like to bring, folks. Catfish skinning pliers, because otherwise I have to like tear its skin off with my fucking fingernails or something, because these things are like eels and you got to rip the skin off. Before you make a vote that says I can't bring catfish skinning pliers, watch a catfish skinning video and look at how hard it's like peeling carpet off a floor.
I've seen this shit in real life. The shit sucks. And not to mention, catfish
Can't you
can
just
sting
like
you.
fillet this catfish and then eat to the skin and throw it away?
I think the skin is really it's like an eel, and everybody skins them. That's just how they prepare them.
See, I
I think you
jack
could
about
fillet.
it. I don't know.
You probably could fillet them though, Woody. But like the bad thing about catfish, they got fucking teeth.
What does
Well,
that have
I was
to do?
gonna wait till they died.
Yeah.
Have you ever? Oh,
And I tried to
you're
get
gonna
mine,
wait till they
didn't I?
died. You better be hitting that motherfucker in the head. I've seen a catfish live out of water 7 hours.
I didn't know that was a thing, but yes,
Was-
I'm
was
more
it
than
under the
happy to
butt
hit
with
anything I'm about
Was
to
it
eat.
under the
in
bucket with that kitten?
No, it was not under that
Is
bucket.
this some sort of experiment that you do in your backyard?
Hold up. I'm gonna go get a picture. You guys can change the topic. I'm gonna show you the catfish we caught.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So you guys need a new topic?
Yeah,
I'm trying to change this topic so hard.
it's a big fish. Hang on, let me click your.
Wow, that is a giant fish.
That's a South Carolina world record.
What'd you
Well, the
catch
South
it
Carolina record. We caught we caught him in a 17-foot aluminum boat, which is right behind it.
Some
I think
pictures
we
to
should show her the weather now.
What is the weather?
I happen to have the forecast right here. I look at it all the time.
Okay.
So we're going the 14th through the 18th.
I see some rain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you bring a slicker?
We'll bring something.
You're not bringing a slicker?
I'm bringing one.
Why aren't you bringing a jacket? Like, isn't that just stupid?
I'll bring something warm. I'll bring warm clothes.
I thought you're not going to fashion them out of leaves.
just bring one palm tree leaf for my junk.
It's really gonna suck without a blanket, man. I really think the people in the subreddit are forgetting that there's no goddamn sleeping bag and how horrible that's gonna be.
Yeah, I feel
It's
like
gonna curl up in a ball.
I don't understand why you're not really bringing camping equipment.
Because I don't know, it's a survival trip. We just don't have any.
Even you were making fun of us. You're trying to get us not to bring a rod 10 minutes ago.
No, okay, yeah, but I was like, were you going to try it? Like, I think you should bring equipment and try to do survival things. Like, why isn't, like, yes, let's bring a tent. Let's try to catch some fish with our bare hands. If you don't do it, then, you pop open the cooler.
I promise you, I can't. Like catching fish with your bare hands is stuff that, like, I've tried to do many times. That shit doesn't work unless you're some fucking folk hero or an Indian or something. And Lefty's not coming.
Hey, you know what? That's quitter talk.
I'd be all down for Jackie's idea. Jackie's the fourth member.
I don't camp.
She doesn't camp well. I've taken her camping
I am
before.
the most miserable person ever camping.
Oh my gosh, I don't even understand it, right?
I turn into like Dr.
Like
Jekyll.
she's perfectly fed,
Mr.
there's
Hyde.
a roaring fire, everything's fine, and the
Perfectly-
ground's not level or something.
Perfectly fed.
Yes!
All my clothes are wet.
You gotta
The
complain
air
about
mattress
everything.
is like deflating.
That's what they do.
No. It's cold, it's wet,
God.
and the other people camping nearby are loud and
All of a
rude.
sudden don't feel like a bitch.
I hate it.
I'm over here worried about 35-degree nights and rain. She's worried about an air mattress.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
no,
be
it's
at
car
least
camping.
36.
36 degrees.
I think you should bring the stuff you need to camp. And
No fucking way, no.
language.
So I will be going by. I'll be going by
No
Walmart
way.
and bringing nice T-bone steaks.
No.
I
you've
think
got
that's
to
a
go
way to
in.
find food. What
I
if
think
you
you guys should keep like
blindfold
an
them,
emergency
spin them
cooler in
around?
the truck.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a recipe for disaster. Blindfold him and spin him around.
And then
find the food.
And then he needs to find the steak he brought.
Oh.
That's her idea.
It's in the cooler.
It's in the cooler. It's under the beer.
That's how you know you're
drink there.
camping. There's a cooler.
I think that you should definitely, if you're not successful in a couple days, then,
We could just throwing this out there as an idea. If we don't succeed, we could run back to like the supply store, get more supplies, and give it another go.
What kind of supplies?
I don't know, sleeping bag.
I'm gonna say this: if we fail, it's gonna be on Tuesday.
I think so too.
If we can make it past Tuesday, the rest of the trip will be a breeze.
Tuesday's the day it rains and hits 37 degrees. If
and
we
you're
can
not
make it through
bringing
that
blanket.
pretty much snow,
No.
then we'll be set. I wish I could bring my sleeping bag. You know the big army one?
Yes.
That would
I
be
don't
so
know. I think you should
perfect.
bring sleeping bags.
No way.
That
I think
turns
you
it
should make it into a scenario.
really. So
Yes.
we're on a hiking trip.
A
and the
camping
tent gets
scenario.
a hole.
And a bear gets our food. So all
Only if there's a bear will I agree to something like
Oh
that.
God.
You must provide the bear.
Well,
Okay.
if we need to make signals to get rescued, we can use Kyle's Cooper tires because they're worthless.
God.
Anything for Coopers.
I heard they burn well.
I bet they do. Do you want to hear the next? You want to do a new topic?
I think I have to go look for pictures.
So we're not allowed to bring alcohol on this trip. What kind of what else? What can we bring that like medical supplies? What are we gonna bring? You just got that
Roman
first aid
and-
kit, but we don't even know what's in it.
I haven't even unzipped it. Would that ruin it, or should we just bring its like first aid surprise?
Shit, it would be nice to know what's in it, right? I'd like to know we had some Band-Aids and some aspirin.
Yeah, that's
You
I mean,
and
you
your
guys gotta know
band-aids.
what
If
kind
you
of
have a
first aid you bring.
wound that can be fixed by a band-aid, you're not wounded.
I thought you were just gonna use a leaf. and
Infection.
Just like.
Infection can set in.
Aren't you gonna like know what herbs to like make
No,
into
we're
a
not gonna know
salve?
what herbs. No, absolutely not.
I don't. I'm
Am I
still
Dr.
not
Quinn
100%.
medicine woman?
You might
I'm
be.
not 100% sure I can tell what herb between poison ivy yet.
Well, Wings played a lot of Resident Evil, so they got herbs covered.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
those are Alquay herbs.
Okay, open the first aid kit.
Okay.
So that he knows he has a Band-Aid. Because I have
Are they-
plenty of
look, it's not
SpongeBob
just-
Band-Aids here.
And I just want to say again for the record, they make fun of my Band-Aid thing. I was putting somebody else's gun together who couldn't put their gun together, and the sharp Picatinny rail slid through both of my palms, and I had like 8 razor blade cuts on my hands. And they made fun of me because I wanted Band-Aids before I went running through the woods.
We have ibuprofen, possibly out of date.
How long have you had it?
A couple years.
Okay.
Some sort of gauze.
That looks good.
Rubber gloves.
I think this is a rubber glove.
For the Vaseline.
Awesome. Yeah, for the Vaseline.
Or a gigantic condom. We're not sure.
Or if we need to finger wings.
Jackie doesn't know
Got
that
it.
story.
I don't want to know
I'm
this.
screwed. All right, so this is a bunch of pills. It looks like ibuprofen. I don't know what PDT is.
Great. We could grind those up and add water and put them on bug bites if we needed to.
More pills. Mystery pills. Did you put these pills in yourself?
I probably did put the pills in. This might be aspirin.
Or Tylenol? Band-Aids!
Woohoo! And a safety pin. That shit might be handy. Let's leave the
Yeah.
safety pin in
Kind of
there.
first aid kit there.
We could make a fish hook out of that safety pin.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have
that
alcohol
it?
in the
Set.
first aid kit?
So I think I might want to reload. Actually, let's do this right now. Can you grab some pills from the drawer?
This secret pill drawer?
Yeah, the secret pill
There's
drawer.
a secret pill drawer?
Get the expensive pill drawer.
It's not really a secret.
Do you want to take some vitamins?
No, I don't know.
Do you have any Ambien?
We got Walgreens ibuprofen.
Lens cleaner?
Xanax?
Must have been Lattes, so we can just be spaced out the entire damn time.
Are you going to take some
Darvocet?
Claritin with you?
Yeah. All right.
You
Now we
take
got-
Adderall with you, Kyle?
No, I don't have any. I got an antibiotic. That's the only prescription I take.
I got some serious antibiotics if you want those.
No, I don't need any for serious antibiotics.
I had that.
Yeah, let's go to the woods, take a
last
bunch of
year.
antibiotics, see what happens.
Yeah, no, man.
I got antibiotics that are like this, just like horse pills.
All right. So now we've looked inside the first aid kit.
There was no alcohol in that first aid kit, so how are we going to disinfect wounds?
I think there were those alcohol pads, right?
I don't know. We could bring the lens cleaners that Jackie found earlier.
I've got a first aid kit I can bring too.
Okay.
What gun is Kyle bringing?
I'm not bringing a gun.
I thought we was going to bring a pistol for some type of protection.
Well, Woody can carry a pistol because he's licensed to, but I'm not licensed to in that state. And
Me either.
since I'm not hunting, there would be no reason for me to be carrying a pistol, so I'm not allowed to.
So Woody, it's up to you to bring a pistol.
Well, he doesn't. I mean, I could bring the pistol, but he would have to carry it. That's all I'm saying. But I don't think we need a pistol.
I don't think I need a pistol. I've never
Yeah.
brought a gun.
You guys are bad at owning guns. You don't carry guns because you don't think you need them. You carry them in case you need them.
The thing is, see, typically when I go hiking, the weight is a really big deal. And that's why I'm like anti-pistol. This time, I'm like, yeah. If we were camping, I'd bring a gun. Like if we were car camping or something, we had nowhere to go, be no big deal. I always bring a gun. But when I travel somewhere, and I don't know.
Hey, you could bring that new. Didn't you? You got a revolver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd bring that.
Bring the
Good, just leave
357 Magnum. Should I bring the silver bullets just so I'm prepared?
And the steak.
Here's
And the
what I would
steak?
do, honestly.
Well,
if I were
it
you.
is going to be a full moon out, isn't it?
Oh, good
Yeah.
thinking.
Wait, Kyle, do you watch Grimm?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm very disappointed.
I'm just saying.
You should get some shot shells for that 357 and some like hollow points, and then you'd be set up for anything. Then you could shoot a pig, or you could use
Yeah, I'm
the,
just saying. Like, what if a
the
pig
shot
wants to run
shells
through our camp and we missed the opportunity to have steak the rest of the pork chops the rest of the trip?
I've never
Yeah.
seen a pig.
Run through your camp.
Mm-hmm. If you want me to bring the revolver, I'll be happy to bring it. Kyle,
I could bring my revolver and we'd carry that one because I don't mind if mine gets all fucked up and scratched or anything.
I'm right there with you. What was I going to say? Oh, but I do have this problem. I have plenty of 38s for it, but I only have... The only 357s I have are literally the silver bullets you gave me for Christmas.
38 will be plenty though. Like for what we're going to use it for.
I got boatloads of them.
I've got
Are you sure
I've got
you don't want to
357
just
Magnum
go, I
ammo.
don't know, car camp?
Do you want to bring it?
Yeah, I'm not at home right now. I'll be at home Sunday, and I've got that crazy off-road vehicle. I'm considering bringing that. We won't say any more about that. I may or may not do something with that for the trip. But anyway, I'll look through the guns and I'll see I'll see what I want to bring or not bring, and we'll figure out might as well arm ourselves so if any of our psychopathic fans decide to show up in the woods and
We can kill
murder
'em.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can kill them if we have to.
All Kyle needs to do is bring his car, and odds are there's a couple guns in it anyway. It's like,
Oh,
yeah.
so I took my gun out just because I don't know the North Carolina state laws.
Yeah, you know, all I've got in my car right now is that 380.
Wings, you can bring a gun.
Yeah, he can carry one, right?
Yeah, I looked it up this week.
Oh yeah.
Is he
Wings,
South
just bring your
Carolina?
pistol if you want,
What?
Because he's
or I could bring one of my 1911s if you want a fancy one.
Yeah, what
And
happens?
we
You
can
get a
use picture
concealed.
one with that.
You get a concealed carry permit in your state, and then certain other states respect it.
Oh, so
And,
South Carolina respects wings.
Since when did South Carolina respect North Carolina? That didn't used to happen.
We looked
Everyone
it up
respects
for you.
North Carolina. As far as North Carolina respecting South, then that must be recent. I looked it up this week. You can look it up yourself and confirm. Yeah, but North Carolina is one of the tougher ones to get, so all the other states allow it.
Okay.
Whereas, like Georgia, for example, I think you just fill out a form.
I think he said he just makes a thumbprint somewhere.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. He told a story.
$50. Give him your thumbprint.
Yeah.
And a 24-hour wait, but that's just because that's how long it takes them to get it done, not a actual wait period. And then you're licensed to carry.
Hmm.
Here,
Armed.
it's a written test, like there's an academic portion, there's a range portion, and then it takes like a couple months.
I had to
How-
write my name and my address
How the fuck does Georgia not honor this concealed carry permit?
because you don't honor ours.
Yeah, because South Carolina's all
So
dicks
fuck
about
you.
it.
I'm just saying,
you want
we
to make a
actually
big
have
deal about it,
we
so we're like, well, we don't want yours neither.
I'm just saying, you got to put a thumbprint on. We at least got to take a damn class.
I think now it actually has our picture on it, but I haven't redone mine in a while. By the way, if there's anyone out there, and this only you have to check to see if this applies to you. But if let's for example, if you're in Georgia or South Carolina or a great number of other states, if you want a concealed carry permit, you don't want to go through a big hassle. I think it's Connecticut and maybe Florida as well offer it online out-of-state carry permit, where you basically send them like $100 check. You print out their form online, fill it out, and mail that in with a $100 check, and they mail you back a concealed carry permit that is good in like 38 or 40 states in the U.S. So it costs $100. You do it through the mail. You never even talk to anybody, but you're licensed to carry.
And you said Connecticut was one of them?
I want to say it's Connecticut. I know
didn't
that
see
sounds
that coming.
silly,
Right.
but I think it's Connecticut and Florida. Florida's may cover more states, but you have to look into that for yourselves. But that's the deal. If you really want to just, conceal carry and don't want to make a big deal out of it, I think you may have to have thumbprint card to mail into. But it's been a while since I've looked at that stuff. But you do the whole thing through the mail.
So I guess you don't need anything else.
Is that
Since
about
I
it?
have no knowledge of guns, or ammo, or surviving in the woods.
All right.
So what does Jackie do to protect herself?
I have Jack,
The dog.
the dog.
I am
so-
so
carry Jack
I am
around
so
like a
scared
Milo
of
or
that dog.
Brian.
If I was a ninja planning a break-in, I would be much more afraid of Jackie with that dog than I would be of Jackie with a gun.
Yeah, because
That dog is terrifying.
he
I'm
is.
just saying, like, you don't carry like pepper spray or like a shocker or anything, like a taser.
No, if I go on a walk, I bring the dog.
I'm just saying, but what happens when you get mugged in like Food Lion?
That's Cujo.
He comes from nowhere, galloping.
Surprise!
Just better hope he doesn't mug you on a moped, huh?
Exactly. No, I mean I try to avoid bad areas, and I try to not look like a victim. I don't know.
Yeah, but you got that.
It's not like I've never had my purse stolen, because I have.
So, Wings, consider this though, right? So, I think you're advocating that Jackie keeps a gun in her purse.
No, I'm saying she should keep something like pepper spray or like
Oh.
a shocker on her.
That'd be legit. You want some pepper spray? I'll get it.
I'm sure
I mean,
you
like
could pepper
you can
spray.
get both of those for less than
Pepper spray's awesome.
$25.
You want me to pepper spray someone?
I've been saying it's better than
That'd be a
have
great
someone
video. Would
like
get out
hit
your
you in the
high-speed
face and
camera,
like
let her pepper spray you. Do that shit.
Only an idiot would do that.
for the right amount of money, I'll let you pepper spray me.
Yeah, right. Somebody's gonna pay you $25,000. Maybe you do it.
Shit, mine's a lot less than that.
I don't know.
You want some pepper spray? I bet they sell it on Amazon.
If you think I need
Bear
pepper
spray.
then that's
Oh,
fine.
yeah, that was in my head too.
Bear spray.
Get the bear spray. Let her test it on you, and you can bring it for the survival trip. Ultimate pump up video for the trip.
I'd rather taser you.
Dude,
I'd
don't
rather
do
be
that.
With the
tased.
high-speed camera.
Bear spray would make your eyes swell, dude.
Yeah.
I've actually seen bears at my mother's.
Oh, right.
Yes.
I've seen a bear at your mother's. at
Every time
last.
I go visit my mother, I see bears.
Yeah, they have tons of bears in her mom's house. All the
Wings,
time. Her father mows.
for getting
Oh,
pepper
he's
sprayed?
he's dead now.
What'd you say?
But
Would
he,
you be for getting pepper sprayed?
How much did you offer me?
I'm not offering any money. I'm just, I think it'd be a cool video.
If there's money behind it, I'd be.
No,
up.
there's no
Like,
money. I promise.
It'd have to be like close to like $400 or
None.
$500.
You'd probably lose money making the
I
video.
like the I promise. Like he was gonna renege on his no money offer. Oh, sorry. There's really money.
No, I guarantee there's none. Like you'd probably lose money because you'd have to buy your own pepper spray. I just want to see it.
And the video most likely get age gated.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Bad
I'm really pumped about this survivals thing. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be one of the.
I'd look
we're gonna-
forward
we're-
to the weekend when you're back.
Sometimes you do something and going in that I'm gonna leave this experience with stories that I'll tell later, and that's one of my stories. And I've got a lot of experiences like that, and I'm happy to add another one to the mix.
You
and
know
add
the
some
reason
more
I'm going,
stories.
Kyle? Because I'm gonna walk into this thing wings. I'm gonna walk out saying a legend.
I don't think
I'm gonna
that's
do
true.
something
But
incredibly fucking stupid that's never gonna die during this trip.
Is that what you're thinking?
Me?
Yeah, what are you thinking?
you're gonna do something incredibly stupid? Is that what you said?
Yes, I'm gonna do something that only a complete moron would do.
Like
And
what?
I'm gonna do it with so much confidence that you're gonna have to tell it with
Let me
pride.
reiterate what Kyle said. Like what? Like what?
I don't know yet. If I knew what I was gonna do, it would be methodical and planned.
Are you just telling me that at some point you're just gonna come fucking unglued and do some stupid shit?
No, I'm telling you, at some point there's gonna be a hilarity.
I don't know what the fuck that means, man.
For me?
Stop making fun of my W's.
So for me, I'm just looking forward to spending some time in the woods, getting away from my routine. Like I like my life
What?
every day. What?
Okay, I thought you were just going to complain about your life.
No, but I'm also excited to do something that's completely not my life and live a different one for 5 days.
Yes,
That's what I'm
well, I
looking
worry
forward to.
about you. So why can't you bring food and shelter?
I'm bringing a tomahawk.
Yeah, but don't have no fear.
Whatever,
Kyle brought a
Kyle.
tomahawk.
I got a machete, Jackie.
Yes. So
I'm gonna-
those two knuckleheads are bringing all sorts of crap. But you
I'm gonna
are
bring
the
some-
old one.
Hey, can I bring a shotgun shell that we can take apart and use to make a makeshift fire? That'd be cool.
All these things sound great. Awesome. It's like you are going to be like the Eagle Scout with your Boy Scout troop here.
What if we found some bamboo and made a gun like Captain Kirk?
Why don't you
know,
hollow
I
out a
almost
tree and make a canoe? I mean, seriously.
I can't
Just
do
come back
that.
in one piece.
What'd you think the hatchet was for, baby?
Oh, yes. Oh,
We worked a long time, built canoe.
and I'm going to be stressed out all week.
We're gonna do this Blair Witch Project style. Wish we had a night vision camera. That'd be sick.
You don't have a night vision camera?
No, but actually,
What?
I can't even fix that. They can't get a camera by Monday.
No.
You could stop by like a Best Buy, and they might have one in stock.
That's you want me to get that done in just 3 days?
I remember one time when you needed when you were promoting dancing with the YouTube stars. I went and bought a $1,000 laptop just so I could make a video to promote you. Just saying.
You totally want your night vision.
Just had to make it happen. I was on the road, didn't have a computer, needed a computer, had to do it.
Really?
Made it happen. Yep.
You're quite the pal.
I'm just the best.
You guys should.
But I
wear
do wish we had a night
uniforms.
vision camera. Oh, can I bring some night vision? I've got this shitty night vision monocular that's kind of fun to play
it-
with.
Don't you have a
Modern
scope
Warfare
or something
2?
too?
No, I don't.
Oh, my mistake.
I would love to see the Modern Warfare 2 ones in action. Ones they gave us like a free one.
Oh, right? Do you
I
own those?
forgot about those.
I don't
Oh
own them.
Can you
man.
wear uniforms like Boy Scouts?
Can we wear uniforms like Boy Scouts? I don't have a uniform.
See, I'm afraid that people are gonna see us looking all fucking weird and shit, like
Oh,
like face
no.
painted. And
Only you.
I've got some fun ideas for my appearance in this trip that would just be embarrassing if they were seen by the general public. I'm gonna keep it a secret, but it's gonna be fun.
Doesn't he have costumes?
I've got something coming up.
He has costumes. Didn't
I'm
he
gonna
say
look
he
like
has
a mix between Sub-Zero and Tonto.
Oh, this.
I know exactly what that look is gonna be.
here,
Oh,
Kimosabi.
I already have a headache.
Is that
It's
PK?
Scorpion though.
I'm having fun.
No, I.
Oh, Wings, you want to bail out, Wings? Is that it? You want to give up early? Never surrender,
I
Wings.
am.
Never give up.
It's almost been
past
4
my bedtime.
hours.
I
It's
think
been
it's been
over.
over. I think it started at 5 something. But before we cut again, Sunday 2 p.m. we're gonna do our event. Dude, we got a lot. I don't know. It's a good time. It's a good time right now. I'm psyched about our survival trip coming up. That
What?
Yeah, I don't
Is there
know.
gonna be any Game of Thrones talk on the survival trip? Because I will sleep like a fucking baby. Save that for like 35
Dude, I'm
minutes
gonna,
a night.
I'll bring the fucking book and read it to you. You'll be on board by day 3.
I accept your terms. I would like you to do that.
I would like you to do that too, because it's probably gonna be very boring at night around the campfire.
Nah, man. You keep talking about being bored. There's gonna be a lot of activity and a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be bored. Another thing we haven't talked
we
about
forgot
building.
to mention.
I want to build.
You noticed it's gonna be a full moon the whole time.
This will be
Yeah,
blood
we got
moon on
lucky.
15th.
The full moon itself, I think, is that Tuesday night when we won't see it because it's all rainy. But we should have decent light throughout the trip. And it helps
so
a
I think
lot
we'll fish at night.
because I'm not bringing a flashlight or anything. 'Cause
What-
that's tough.
I don't, we got 5 days there, Kyle. I'm gonna assume we're gonna finish the shelter on day 1 or 2.
Yes, we are
I
gonna
think-
finish the shelter on day 2 for sure.
So we have fishing and eating for the next 4 days.
I don't think that we're gonna have a lack of things to do. I think it'll be like, you know what? I think it'd be nice if we had something to sit on by the campfire. I think it'd be nice if we had a better shelter. Hey, I noticed the shelter leaks right here. Let's get more food. I'm starving.
I don't
Yeah,
know about you. Since y'all took, I'm gonna bring some 55. I'm gonna bring me a 55-gallon drum trash bag with me.
Yeah, that's what I was describing. A
If
trash
we,
bag.
if
to-
we all
to
three
go
bring one, that shelter's gonna be watertight.
You gotta deconstruct the shelter though after you leave though, because remember, eco-friendly.
We're gonna burn that motherfucker down.
I ain't gonna do that. We really be on the fucking news.
The
3
roof
white
is
guys
on
burnt
fire.
down Uwari
I
National
heard that
Forest.
song in my head too.
No, I guess we can take the trash bags with us. Is it
I
bad
wish
to leave
I-
the shelter up?
You can leave. I'd leave the shelter up. So somebody else can come use it.
You can take that shelter down in just a second with a knife. It won't be a big
Or
deal.
I'll ram it like a cannonball.
With what? I mean, we gotta
What?
cross a river.
You'll end up impaled on one of the sticks.
Last day, you guys make it all the
Last
way through.
day,
Yeah!
last shot. All right, Woody, smash it. Woo!
Oh shit! I think it's in my
Fucking
liver. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Now we're turning really
Me and
big.
Kyle
million
standing there. I'm
views.
like, you're calling Jackie. I'm going home. She likes you better. She don't remember my name.
Yeah, that's probably the most realistic way that someone could die on this trip is doing something like that.
I'm looking forward to the whole thing. I can't wait to try and cross the river. I don't know how that's going to work out. We have no idea what its depth
Dude,
is.
look at that Ghiazzo, and or maybe don't show them because they'll know exactly where we're gonna be, and it's different than the one I put on the subreddit. We've changed locations, but if you can secretly look at that Ghiazzo, you could see there's a place to cross.
It could be slippery and treacherous and rapid.
that
very
thing
well
there.
maybe slippery, but that's a good place for crawfish, and I'm really hoping that we can get crawfish.
We can also hunt beaver year round.
I'm not gonna
because
eat
you
a
guys
fucking beaver,
can't see
man.
this
Come on.
thing.
So if a beaver's right there, just looking at you, Kyle, when you
Yeah,
wake up.
if he's right there, I'll
Don't eat that beaver.
I don't know how good a place to cross this is going to be.
It'll be okay.
Is there alligators in Uwari?
Yes.
Oh, come on. No, there's not.
There are alligators, there are bears, and possibly tigers.
There's no alligators here.
There are golden eagles that take babies in the night.
Yes, shit.
You must beware, Khaleesi.
Well, I come from a place where gators are a real possibility every time you look at a river.
I've never seen a gator except in Florida.
Only in Florida. You go down in Florida, I've
Dude.
been to some of those gator ranches, and have you ever been up close and seen one, Woody?
A gator?
Yeah, like
No.
big.
You know what I
They're
did see though?
huge.
So get this, right? My parents and my entire family are piled into a minivan, headed on like Interstate 4 or something on our way to Disney World. And like we're not on I-State 4 yet, like we're just like headed towards the exit or the entrance. And by the entrance, we're driving by and out our window, we see 2 or 3 tourists posing next to an alligator for pictures. I'm like, no flipping way. There they are. They're just like leaning down, smile, like, you know, doing one of these things.
Like it's not a predator.
Gee.
Like clowning on nature's deadliest over there.
Yeah. My mom called. She's like, because she's a local, and when there's an alligator like out and about and stuff that's a big enough size, they relocate it. And she calls him and she's like, oh, there's an alligator right here in the entrance to Interstate 4. You might want to hurry because the tourists are taking pictures with it. It was funny.
I don't know.
Yeah, I went to one of those alligator. I guess it was like a wildlife place, and you walk through this thing, and it's kind of like a zoo, but it's scarier, and I don't think there's any regulations. But you've just got this lady throwing chunks of chicken at these huge fucking gators, and they're like 12, 15 feet long. Like, they could totally drag her into that water.
We got one of those called Alligator Adventure.
Oh, it's a death house, and they've got, that deer in there and coyotes and wolves, and it's a scary place. It's like a nightmare.
Dude, gators look like dinosaurs. They do.
Yeah, they really do.
They're so scary. Like, I know they don't do shit unless it's spawning season, and you usually can't. Usually you have to try to get one to attack you. I don't want to risk it.
Do you have any fears like that about this show, about this this trip? Are there any like critters or bugs or anything that you're like dreading, like encountering?
Not really, no. Like, I mean, my first fear is like it's going to be cold and snakes might come to the fire for warmth. But at that point, I might be ready to eat the snake. So,
Yeah.
I'm not too worried. Like, oh, there's a snake. That motherfucker made the wrong choice today.
I will say this: we're going to be hiking in, at least we're hiking in a good bit, and so in the past when I've walked through the woods, especially if there's a path, you'll oftentimes walk up on a snake because they like to get in those paths and warm up, or especially early in the morning. There's a good chance we could come upon a snake on the way in there. That's my dream for this trip. Like my hero moment, that I think I could pull off, would be catching the snake like fucking Crocodile Hunter and like milking it and like getting the venom out of its fangs and showing that on fucking camera, and then cutting its head off and eating it.
So I've seen snakes.
So, I just have started my drive to North Carolina. I think I'm about 40 miles in, so I've got like another 200 miles to go. Maybe more like 190 to go, something like that. I know it's about 3 hours and 45 minutes from my place, so it's a pretty good drive. And Jesus, these cars have me really boxed in. This is just annoying. I'll move this camera before a cop sees me filming my drive down the road. I lowered the camera down because the truck in front of me is reflecting my high intensity lights right back at me. So yeah, I guess I wanted to talk about what I thought tomorrow was going to be like. I think, and I'm just guessing here, I think everybody's going to be there on time. We're all meeting at a bait shop at like 8:30 in the morning. That's why I'm doing this drive. I wanted to avoid the 5:30 a.m. wake-up call. Actually, 5 a.m. wake-up call. Or even more. No, Jesus, it was going to be... Yeah, it was going to be like a 4 a.m. wake-up call. Something ridiculous like that. I avoided that, and I'm going to do all this driving tonight, grab a hotel near the area we're camping. But anyway, tomorrow I think we'll all be there. I haven't heard from Wings in a couple days. And honestly, last thing I heard from him, if you can call it that, I saw his Facebook post where he was feeling pretty bummed out about things, and he said something like maybe he didn't want to come on the trip, and I haven't heard from him since. So hopefully he shows up and he's in, you know, happy wings mode, and that all goes well. And so we're gonna stop at a bait shop, grab some supplies, and then head into the woods. I think it's gonna go smoothly, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, that's all I got for now. All right, so I don't know. We were about 40 miles in earlier. Now we are like 162 miles into this trip, and I texted Wings of Redemption, and I said, I'm not gonna, pretty much verbatim, I said, hey buddy, are we still on for tomorrow? Because keep in mind it's 11 p.m. right now. We're supposed to meet at the bait shop at 8:30 a.m. So, you know, 9 hours from right now. And I also included, you know, and also, do you have everything you need? Because I've got extras of a lot of things. And his response was basically, I'm not coming. All right, so this place is an absolute shithole. This was actually a $44 a night motel room. It's actually not that bad, I guess. These covers, this blanket, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I will say that this mattress, like, I don't know, it's crap. It's really fucking hard. But I don't know. Finally got to the motel. Oh, I'm fucking tired. It's 2 in the morning. I stayed up way too damn late. Gotta be up in like 6 hours minimum. Nah, I guess I gotta be up in like 5.5. So I'm gonna get out of here. Get off this camera thing. Go to sleep. Tomorrow's gonna be a long, long day. Alright, so it is Monday morning. It's like 8:30 a.m. and Woody and I are meeting at El Dorado Outpost, which is the bait shop near Uwharrie, in like 15 minutes. I didn't really sleep much last night. I guess it was probably 3 before I got to sleep, and I slept till 7:30. That's not too bad, I guess. You know, 4.5 hours is fine. I wish I could have fallen asleep about an hour and a half earlier, though. I was trying, but I just couldn't. I don't know. I was on the subreddit reading all the posts from you guys, and it's like 99.5% supportive of me, like 100% of the time. So, you know, I was pretty happy. I like reading the subreddit. I like you guys over there most of the time. You can tell which posts I like and which posts I don't like, and the ones I interact with versus the ones I don't interact with. By the way, look at my fucked up windshield. Yeah, that's terrible. I hate that. That drives me fucking nuts. The windshield is $500 for this thing, and I just keep putting it off. I'm not good at taking care of things. But anyway, gonna be at the outpost soon. Gonna meet up with Woody, and we're gonna get you know, last minute shit taken care of and get in the woods. So the El Dorado Outpost is inside of a BP station, Murica, and I think Woody just pulled up, so let me get to it. So this is the inside of the bait shop, the El Dorado Outpost, I guess. There's Woody. And I think this is my last meal for a while if it's going to be any good.
Alright, so I'm here. I've met FPS Kyle. He's right on the other side of the camera there. You can't see him. And there's no Wings. I don't know if you guys know this, but Wings isn't coming. He, you know, I don't want to pile on too hard.
Bitched out.
He bitched out, Kyle said. This is way outside of Wings' comfort zone. If you know who he really is, he's going on 30 years old, and he's pretty much never left his room, right? I want to say since he was 5 years old, he just come home, play video games, and that hasn't changed since. So I guess it was always a stretch that he would actually, leave the house and do a thing, and he's not gonna. So what you're looking at here is my last meal. I went with chicken fingers and potato wedges, and soon we're gonna go out. Oh, and a Monster Energy drink because I was up all night on the PKA subreddit, not sleeping like I should have been. Wings, you cost me sleep, you son of a bitch. I'm a little nervous. They're making fun of us here as I'm trying to ask them what lures to buy. Do I need a sinker? Which rod I have? I brought an extra rod, and they're just telling me I'm gonna die. So that's a possibility. What else is there to say? Oh, the temperature's going down to 31. Not tonight, but tomorrow night.
And severe thunderstorms.
Yeah, it's severe. Oh, I heard that. Like they're calling for like Brian, not Brian Gumbel. Brian Williams was on the news. He's like a huge American news anchor, does national news, and the storm's coming our way. Met national news. You probably can't see outside. No, it looks good on the camera, but it looks like it's going to rain today. But the forecast says it's not. The forecast says it's not, but the sky says it is. So we need to wolf down our food, get out there, hopefully get fire, shelter, and food cooking immediately. Like we're in kind of a hurry. What are you thinking?
That's a lot to ask for. I don't think we're eating today.
You don't think we're eating today?
Not again. We'll be very lucky if we do.
He says we'll be very lucky if we eat again. I don't know. My plans, what an order of operations was to get there, throw lines, and then let them sit in the water while we build fire and shelter. But I will see. I don't know. I brought some extra clothes. If it's going to be 31, that's below freezing. It might actually snow on this trip. And I brought a warm hat, a warm coat, stuff like that, because I don't have a sleeping bag. I'll be needing it. Gloves. So anyway, I should get started on my last meal. It's just getting colder and colder. So Wings is still on my head, man.
Which Wings was here? We really do. That's why we're so mad. Which Wings was here?
Yeah, we're mad because we wish he was here. Like, dude, life is decisions, right? Decisions and determination get you anything you want in all of life. That's it. You know, you can be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, computer scientist, you name it. All it takes is you decide to do it, and then you stay determined until you have it. Wings wanted to do this, right? Wings talked about how, you know, he would have been proud of himself. He talked about how, you know, how many big guys do you see even do a trip like this? He said, you know, this will be a thing, surviving for a week in the woods off the land that all the people around me, all those haters in high school, they've never done. And he would have been proud of himself had he come. And, but he didn't. So this is my first vlog. The next one will probably be like a before vlog or something of the site that we pick. We've seen it on the map and we've seen it like a sky view, but we haven't been there or anything. So yeah, time to eat. Wings. You should be here. It's too bad, but it is what it is, and you know, we'll do our best without you. All right. So we're getting close. What are you thinking, Kyle?
It took a second for us to find our bearings.
A second?
A second. Literally. Like, maybe, all right, maybe 5 seconds. Let me just say, you know, it's still, it's still 10 something, you know. We're not late by any means. It's 10:50. And we got a little turned around, but we're on the path now, and we are on this crazy back road leading us to where we're going to park and start walking.
Yeah, we've been driving around for a while. The roads here are not marked in any way that I'm used to seeing roads marked. But the truth, the whole time, a little bit of me was like, I don't even 100% want to get there yet. It's like we've got to get there. We've got work to get done.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to get done.
We need to prepare a shelter before night falls. But another part of me was like, well, as long as I'm in this truck, I'm kind of feeling safe and sound and warm, and so it's happening soon. We're on our way to the wilderness.
This is wilderness. Look at this shit.
Yeah, well, I'm loving all the like fallen trees and stuff.
Yeah.
That looks like firewood to me. Of course, we're not camping here, but it should just be more isolated where we're going. Anyway, I should probably be paying more attention to the road. But
oh, there's the river.
There's the river. Hopefully there's food in there. All right, that's this.
Alright, so after messing with our map for about 10 or 15 minutes, I take that back. We immediately found our way, and we are now on the trail. Somehow Woody got us here.
Alright, so we've pulled the truck over. Now we're walking on this dirt road. Yeah, I don't think you can see it, but way back there at the top of the hill is like a guardrail or something. You can't drive any further. And if you look this way, this is where we're headed. That's Kyle. And we're gonna go there to the end of the road, and then we keep going. So we're going to the end of it. Look at we staked it out on the internet. So we're going to the end of this road, and then when the road stops, we don't. And if we keep going, we should hit a river. Then we're gonna cross the river, and then we'll be where we want to be. So I thought I was gonna be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and feel so good about this. Like, yeah, we're taking on the world. In reality, I don't know what the...
scary. It's a little scary because everybody who has talked to us keeps saying, y'all know it's going to be rain and thunderstorms all night. Talking about 2 inches of rain, 31 degrees.
31 degrees, 2 inches of rain. If you're not U.S., that's, I don't even know.
-1 Celsius.
Yeah, and what, like 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters, something like that. Here we go.
So, forgive me if I'm shaking because I just crossed this river twice. No, 3 times. I crossed once, realized I'd left my cell phone, and then I came back to get my cell phone and to help Woody carry some of his stuff. And he's stuck out there. That current is really deep, the footing's really poor, and the current's really strong. I almost fell like 5 times, so we'll see how this goes. It's really scary when you're right where he is. That's the strongest part of the current. We looked at this from satellite photography, and I think we saw this portion, and in the photography I think the water level was lower, and this didn't look nearly as difficult. And you may say, well, that's only like to his knees, but it drops off to your waist really quick, and man, that current is pretty serious.
Oh my God.
So, how'd that river crossing go?
I have seen them cross rivers like this, and I'll show it to you in a second on TV. And they're always like, these are so treacherous, be careful, etc. And then I see it and I think, dude, I've crossed, like, that's no big deal.
Yeah.
I've been in harsher currents, I've surfed in hurricanes, like, it's no big deal. This was a really big deal. Here. If you look at me, I guess the water was this high on me. I'm about 6 foot tall. And this is the river. Whoa.
Oh, you almost went down.
Just tripped on a pricker bush. But this is the river we just crossed. Hopefully you can see it okay.
Don't worry, I've got some footage of you crossing.
Like a little old lady. It's the pack. My pack weighs probably 40 pounds or something. And I desperately wanted to keep my gear dry. It's not like other trips where like you can just air it out by the, like, we could die tonight if I mean, we wouldn't. We go back to the truck, I guess. We're not. Bro, how long? We've been walking maybe an hour or two, something like that. So, but dude, this river crossing, I'm almost changing my mind. If someone comes and crashes our trip, they earned it. Fuck.
Yeah, if they cross that, they earned it.
Holy. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit. So Kyle crossed first with his pack on, and then without the pack he could go back and forth more easily. It's possible he might have held my hand for part.
It's possible that I crossed, made a stick, came back, carried some of your gear across, then came back, and then carried you across.
While holding my hand. Yeah, that I mean, no pics didn't happen. There's no pictures of that.
No, there aren't.
No,
I was checking really carefully to make sure nobody saw me leading you across the river.
Like a little old lady.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I was barefoot. He has those awesome. Look at that shit.
Bam!
You can't compete with that. It's not even fair.
All those assholes wanted to make fun of my shoes.
Yeah, now he's like a super river crosser. Fuck. Well,
Better find a camp.
it can be any. Like now that we've left civilization, we've crossed the river.
I think there's a sandbar downriver on this side. I thought I saw a clearing about
We'll look at it.
100 yards that way.
Do you remember that PKA story I told about how we were off-roading and the flash floods were so bad they came
Yes.
over the hood of the truck?
Yes.
That was here. So
You mean here where it's about to be an extreme thunderstorm in like 36 hours and over 2 inches of rain?
yes. So so I'm
okay.
really interested in a place that doesn't look like the river's going to rise to. Anyway, we should keep walking.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right, not too much to see here. This is where we're gonna make camp. There's a tree stump right here that we chopped down, a small tree. It's right there. That's the first pole in our structure, and probably one of the 4 primaries.
They put up a mighty fight.
Yeah, I don't want to admit how winded the first tree got me, but we got work to do. So, there's a bunch of dead trees here that fell over, which is kind of convenient. It looks like there's fallen woods everywhere that we look around. And so we're not short on firewood, really. It looks pretty easy to gather. And this pine straw stuff should be pretty easy to light. So, yeah, this is camp. And you can't really see it too well. Maybe I can walk over for you. But we're at the top of a hill, maybe like 40 vertical feet higher than the river, and I'm not sure how well this camera will pick up the moving water down there, but at the bottom of that is river. So yeah, convenient walk to the river, and we're on top of like a hill crest, which should be good for those severe thunderstorms they've been predicting. Oh, and it's about 1 p.m., which the hike actually didn't take nearly as long as I thought it would, but the river crossing took longer and the driving took longer, so we're about right on schedule. Back to work. So this is my rod. I've got about 8 logs chopped down for the start of the structure, and we thought we'd just sit the lines in the water while we did it. And I cast mine, I don't know, maybe 10 times so far. I told him it was going to be deep. Kyle's lure might have got stuck. And, and the tackle box is way up. Like, it's just a pain in the butt to walk. For some reason, he thought these trees would be a perfect place to cast the line. How you doing? So, day 1, learning how to fish for both of us. To his credit, he strung up all the rods and everything. All I did is not cast mine in the trees. You gonna do that again?
Not in the tree.
Not in the tree. So this is our water source, and it's hard to tell, but up there somewhere is where the camp is going to be. That's it.
So this is where we're fishing from. This is just a few. This isn't too far from our camp, and the river kind of comes in and makes this pool here. So we've got our rods cast out, and hopefully when we come back from shelter and fire building, we'll have something to eat. I also saw some turtles, like really shallow out there.
They have to always be in season, right? I don't think there's no non-turtle season.
Some turtles are protected, I think. You know what? The turtles I saw were
protected.
clearly not
I
protected.
saw that turtle had like a bullseye on its back. I think the forest ranger put it there.
Absolutely. That's a poisonous turtle. And I'm going to get in that fucking tree with that 22 and take his ass out in a little while. Hopefully.
If I don't do it first. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought it. You know, I brought it partly just because I bought it for this trip, so it would feel silly to leave it at home.
Yeah.
And now, Oh, and it was like, and if we do see an odd like coyote or something, then we'll have a thing.
Exactly.
But turtles, maybe birds. I think
Yeah.
you can shoot birds.
I can
don't
hear
know if
birds everywhere, but I don't see any.
Right, that's the thing about birds.
So
But
yeah,
turtles, and I don't know if you can eat turtles that well, but you can definitely make bait out
we're
of them.
gonna cut those legs off and cook them and eat them.
I'm down.
I'm coming back for that turtle.
I will eat anything here.
I'm starting to get a little bit hungry. I ate
Me
a pretty
too.
good breakfast, but like I could totally have a snack right now.
At this point, wings might have been our first meal.
Oh god. Yeah, I'm gonna say this though. That river crossing.
Yeah, it looks easy here, but that's like neck deep.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know how the footage is gonna be edited up, but I went for a little swim a few minutes ago from my fishing lure, so it's up to my neck. So it's
Yeah.
pretty deep right here.
yeah, and Kyle's. I think you're the tallest of the three of us, right?
Yeah.
It was you, me, then wings.
Yeah, I'd
think.
say so.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So over there where he was fishing, do you see? You see where those logs are, like the thinner branches are sticking up? That's neck deep. That's where Kyle's.
Oh
gonna work.
yeah, like right in that area is totally neck deep. That whole it's a pool right
Yeah.
there. So
If we have enough paracord, we should make a rope swing.
I don't think we do. I didn't bring that much.
Totally don't.
All right, let's go try to build a shelter.
I'm down. All right. Here we go. So this is the start of our structure. That's Kyle working away. Here's some of the lumber that we cut down to make it happen. And this, I'll try to explain what our plan is. So over there, that's one of the poles, and that'll be the feet, and it'll be nice and low. That's probably where the floor and the roof are going to meet, because it's like they call it a lean-to. I don't know if it's really a lean-to, but it's definitely a triangle where by your feet there's not very much room, and by your head it's actually quite tall. So this will be a side beam, this will be a side beam, and this will be the footer. This thing on the ground, you have to use your imagination, is going to be thick. It's probably going to be this tree right here, which is maybe, I'm going to guess, like 8 inches in diameter. And that thing will just lay on the ground under here. And its job is to support all these cross members. This cross member is a little thin, we'll probably use it for the top. But if we put some strong cross members across the sides and then have it rest on top of that log, we should be in pretty good shape. You know, they'll pretty much like this will be a bed, this will be a bed, and then on top of the log itself, we'll put our packs and keep them dry. So, and then up here, there's nothing really to imagine, but at the front, there will be tripods that are nice and tall like this, and then it'll go from, sorry, it's terrible camera work. It'll go from the tripod up there like that, and then we'll lay them horizontally across. It's a lot of work. Kyle's doing some lashing right now. As we get further, I'll try and get some more footage. So Kyle and I are both new at making structures, but he watched a couple videos and got educated on the topic, and this is him doing the lashing as he puts this thing together. So it looks like he's just lashing him in a straight line, but what will happen is he'll make them wide and form a tripod. And I think that's a sturdier option compared to what we did in the back here. That didn't grow there. I hammered it in with the back of that hatchet right there. I use it as a hammer. Hammered that in. I think that's okay for the foot, but for the front, which is much taller and harder to hammer in, we're going to use this tripod. We'll see how it works. How's it going?
Not too bad.
Yeah?
I think I'm done here. This might actually work.
You going to use that length of paracord? Is that how long?
I don't know the correct length. I just cut off a portion.
It looks good to me. It looks like a good portion. All right. I'll keep you in the loop. So, well, shucks, it got stuck. This is like a manual chainsaw that we have here, and sometimes it gets stuck like that. If one side gets stuck, sometimes you can pull the other. It might be in there for good. And this tree is what we're trying to get that supports the center. I talked about that just a little bit ago for me.
So I wanted to demonstrate. I got this started. I worked with the hatchet, and then Kyle said I should try this manual chainsaw. And I did that for a bit and tuckered out. Now Kyle's taking his shot at it. Hang in there, you'll see.
You wouldn't believe this. Like, I was sawing the fuck out of this
Yeah,
tree
he was.
just a minute ago.
He was round, 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 round. He had a steady pace going. And I'm like, I should film this. You should, you know, it's... He'll get it going, I think. Unless we're just so far, it's time to switch to the hatchet.
Watch this motherfucker fall right on me.
Son of a gun. Alright, scooch back a bit, Kyle. So, what you'll see here, if you get up close, that's where the saw, I guess I'll call it a chainsaw, did its cutting. And it's pretty deep. He's more than halfway. And you shouldn't get stuck like he is. I mean, obviously it's happening. But the tree's intended to fall towards the camp. And I don't know why the chain would get pinched if it's on the far side like it is, but it seems to be. Maybe it's because of the way it wraps around and you have to do it flat on the back. Just a thought.
The tree's all but down at this point.
Yeah.
We're really close.
Look how close that is. Alright, we're going to push on this tree and see if we can get something.
I can hear the Bionic Man music. Na 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 na.
Oh, it's coming.
It's gonna fall off down there if you check out your stump down there. Much strength.
It's broken at the top.
Just watch your foot, buddy. Fuck that tree.
Be less effort if I did that. Yeah.
Really hanging on up there, huh?
Hang in there. Keep filming.
Yeah, walk right under it. That's good. I'll scream if it's coming down.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, I think you just need to bump it off the edge. Yeah! Fuck. Oh, whoa.
You son of a bitch.
Perfect. That's what we wanted. Now, Woody just picked up a tree. All right, I should probably stop filming and help. So.
Oh, I got this. Hold on, we're about.
Oh. Right on all of her shit. That's great. We actually moved the things that would break.
That's a win. Now we need to cut this, and it will serve as the center support. I'm gonna breathe.
So we have decided to stop building our shelter to talk about building our shelter just as the sun is going down.
Sounds stupid when you put it that way.
What do we have here?
This is the front crossbeam, right? So if you could imagine, this is going to go from here to about Kyle's feet, which I know are off camera, but
there you go.
yeah. So there's going to be a handful of these that
Yeah.
go across the top and down there.
and then we're gonna put something like I brought these like tinfoil blankets, leaves, things like that to create some sort of waterproof top. Vertically, we're gonna have sides on it. We'll create waterproof sides, and we don't really need waterproofing tonight, but we'll need it soon.
Yes, we will.
This thing here in the ground.
This big pine log that we sawed by fucking hand. By fucking hand.
I mean, it was pretty cool. We figured out how to like tag team lumberjacks.
Yeah, like old school lumberjacks. It was great.
Yeah. So this thing, these things probably wouldn't be strong enough to support our weight if they just laid across. But with this thing here, it can be like the center thing. So there's going to be a whole bunch of boards like this going across, and this will support the middle so that it doesn't dip and we don't cuddle more than we aspire to.
Yeah, that's going to be our floor, and that's all Woody's gamer tag. That's all his idea.
Well, I mean, we watched a couple of YouTube videos on how to build a structure.
He got it. Woody brought the idea from YouTube, so we've got it now.
It's a combination of ideas is what it is.
Yeah, it is. So the one thing I'm a little concerned about is that there aren't many pine boughs here, and that's what I always see people using for.
Right.
I mean, there's pines. Don't get me wrong, but the boughs of the pines are way the fuck up there. So.
And the leaves that are here, because it's
early
it's
spring.
mid-April, they're baby leaves.
Like
yeah, look at that. You getting a good footage of how small these freaking? This is not going to protect me from the rain.
No.
But even if you get the bigger examples, you know, where the real trees are, they look like.
Jesus Christ.
This is what they look like. Like they're just blooming. I don't know if this helps you see it.
Yeah, they're tiny.
My white skin. So, yeah, it's difficult to get like a nice tree branch that's gonna provide real shelter. So we're gonna
get back to work.
Yeah,
Get back to work because I don't know where the sun is, but I think it's somewhere in that area. It's cloudy. I'd say we got 2 hours maybe.
We might be. It might be smart to start the fire in like an hour.
Yes.
So we could finish this structure to campfire, perhaps.
Yes, but we definitely need our supplies. So let's get to work.
Okay. So we thought it was almost nighttime, but I don't know if I can film the sun there. We have a little more daylight than we feared. So we're doing okay. Sun's setting, but we're coming along. You can see the plan's kind of coming together. What we have here is the top of the structure is built. There's two tripods in the front that hold it, and then we have these vertical stakes. So far, you're only seeing a couple vertical stakes, like these shorter ones, but they have two roles. One, they support the roof in the middle, so it's not so flimsy like that. You can see that'll get lashed in. And the other thing is, along the floor here, I can show you how this will work. We're going to take this, and this will be our floor, like that. And the object is to sleep on top of that log and lash in to vertical pieces, you know, as we go, and have horizontal ones across it. And we want to sleep off the ground. It's going to rain, and the only way I know to be dry is to be in the air. So that's kind of how it'll work. What will happen is Kyle will sleep on one side, and I'll sleep on the other side, and we'll put our bags in the middle, and I think we've got a decent structure built for two. I'll let you know how it comes along. This is kind of the test. See how this thing does.
God, how awful.
It's dreadful. I'm about tired enough to sleep in that position, though.
Oh, I am. Oh, yeah.
So it needs more floor, obviously. That's so terrible.
I love it. Great job.
And it needs a roof.
How am I going to get out?
You're screwed.
So Woody is about to shoot a turtle. Hopefully. Please, please, Woody, squeeze. Squeeze.
that a hit? You think that was a miss? Bullshit, I hit that thing. That's why it fell off the log.
He left the log voluntarily.
Don't think you're not next.
No big deal. We'll get another chance.
Hey, so I'm home. This isn't the video I expected to make. I'll explain what happened. So, I guess it was yesterday now. Kyle, he did something, I forget. He exerted himself, and I think what he did is he tried to catch a turtle or something. And when it was finished, he started throwing up. It was kind of a big deal, and he didn't feel well, and he came back and he told me about it. And we climbed the hill to the camp, and my bag on the ground. Anyway, we climbed the hill to the camp, and when he got to the top, he laid down, like he just put out his mat in the easiest place possible, and he threw up some more, and that kept going. You know, I started the fire. I thought maybe he was wet, and he was cold a little bit anyway, and I got the fire going. Those problems were solved, but he was still sick, like sick. You know, he just kept throwing up, productive vomit, and I guess I was sleeping, but not very well. You know, I'd wake up every, I don't know, hour or so, and not restart the fire, but like reinvigorate the fire. Like all I'd have to do is put more wood on it and stuff to keep the two of us warm. And that was okay, but he wasn't getting any better. And it was actually, so because it's a full moon, it was really light out. And I thought like daybreak had come. And he was still sick. And I was like, you know, do you want to go home? And he said yes. So, sorry, fingers on the camera. He said that he wanted to go home, and it wasn't until like a few minutes later I realized it was midnight. And I was like, oh, you know, it's still midnight. You know, I thought it was tomorrow morning. Do you still want to go? And he said, yeah. And part of the problem was this, that with the thunderstorms about to roll in, we were going to be trapped up there. And because there's a river crossing to get back to the truck, and I've seen it flash flood at Uari before. It's a really big deal. So we were kind of like, well, if we don't leave now, we're going to have to stay at least a couple more days until the flooding subsides. So we went and we did the river crossing. It was probably about 1 a.m. and we made it back, and then we hiked up to the truck, and that's that. So you know, I feel terrible. I mean, not me. Like I'm actually not even hungry. I haven't really eaten. We never did find any food. We never caught a fish. We did see a bunch of frogs on the hike back, and I feel pretty confident now that we could have caught them and eaten them. That would have been no problem. But for fish, I don't know. Maybe the water was too cold. I mean, we could swim in it. I don't think that's it. I don't know why we couldn't catch fish. Maybe we just suck at it. But I think we could have caught frogs. Yeah. But yeah, Kyle got sick, and he was throwing up, and even on the hike back, he was throwing up. When I dropped him off at his Camaro, he was throwing up. He's throwing up right before he got in my truck, and I don't know what happened. I thought maybe my water filter didn't do the trick, like didn't do its job, but I'm fine. Maybe he's cold, but I don't think that's it either. You know, it could be that he just doesn't respond well to not eating. It could be that that he arrived sick and it just kind of struck him when he was on the trip. I'm sorry. You know, we wanted this thing to go for 5 days, and it only went 1. But it's not because we weren't trying. He just It's just too ill to continue. So I guess I'll call that a series. I think we'd like to do something again. Kyle said not something so treacherous next time. I don't know. Maybe we'll go off-roading together, or maybe camping instead of survival, or maybe I was throwing out other ideas like, dude, let's take a train from Chile to Argentina. Like public transportation only, Amazing Race, go. But I don't know what it'll be next. But I really like the idea of doing stuff like with other YouTubers that's not just packs and things like that. So I have a SOG knife to give away to you guys. I haven't figured out how to give it away yet, but we'll do something. Maybe we'll just give it away on Painkiller already. I'm not sure. And yeah, again, I'm sorry that it didn't turn out to be a longer trip. For you guys, because that's what I try to do for you. And for me, because it was something that I wanted to do, and like, I don't call it a bucket list item or anything, but if you get out and you do things, you become a more interesting person. You're emotionally richer for having done it. And while I gave it a go, I didn't finish. So I hope you like the video series, and I think I'd like to do something like it again. Maybe next time it'll be perfect.
So, do we want to get to the elephant in the room?
Hey, I have a name.
That's not why you call is on iTunes. I know everybody's been talking about it. Okay.
I like Chiz's thing. I have a name. Yes. I suppose we should talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah, so we've decided, it was a group decision, we decided that Wings of Redemption wasn't going to continue with us on the show for at least the foreseeable future. He's got a lot of stuff that he needs to work out before he's, up to par with what we need from him. He's having a hard time, and he's made some decisions that we didn't feel were so friendly. So for the time being, we're gonna continue without him. We have not replaced him with anyone. Chiz is our guest tonight. And we will be looking into someone who will fill in more of a long-term role. That may be Chiz. That may be, it might be Pootie Pie. It's going to be somebody. We'll find out soon.
Yep. I know that I feel like the subreddit, we've been super active on the subreddit. I know all those guys that are probably watching right now. It's called PKA. If you're a Redditor, you might know how to find a subreddit. And I think a lot of people would like a laundry list that kind of explains how we arrived at our decision. And I don't know what Lefty's smiling at.
Yeah, and the laundry list really wouldn't be fair to Wings. We don't want to trash Wings. We don't want to call Wings out. We don't like doing that. But suffice it to say, he's made some decisions, not just recently. It's not something he did recently necessarily. It's just it's everything that he's done that has kind of added up together. And that's why we made this decision.
And if Kyle or I or anybody were to sit here and list out everything that we didn't think was the right way to go about things over the last couple of years, without him here to defend himself or give his side, then that would be inappropriate. So
correct.
And then the other thing is, like, I saw a video go up. It was like Wings of Redemption versus Woody's Gamer Tag. I haven't said anything negative about Wings in the public space. I am not here to tear the guy down. I hope that he succeeds. I want him to succeed in social media. I want him to succeed in his life, in his family, in his love life. And like I am not here like rooting for this guy to fail. You guys have heard me talk many times about my list of people to kill. Wings of Redemption is not on that list. Wings of Redemption is on the other list.
I can confirm. I've seen the list.
I hope that Wings does well in his life, and I'm not sitting here rooting against him. That's just not how this is. So if you see, like, some sort of opportunist try to drum up drama and act like this is a Wings versus Woody thing, don't get it twisted. It was really the cast of the show. Not the case at all. The cast of the show just decided that that we'd be better off this way.
What do you want to tackle first? Do you want to go into the survival talk? Explain what happened last week?
Sure. Do you
want me to start?
I could go either way. I don't know. So I'm sitting here wondering, like, how many of. I guess a lot of the people seeing this haven't seen my videos, where I sort of logged it. We should probably go under the assumption that more people see this than the survival videos.
True.
Kick it off, Kyle.
All right, so I'm gonna skip a few things. By the way, you should go watch Woody's vlogs. He's got like 13 of them up. They're pretty short and sweet, but they give you the gist of just about everything that happened. I'm going to be uploading a few more on my channel, youtube.com/FPS, and that'll probably be about the time that this goes up. So what happened was we met up at our meet spot by the Uwharrie National Wilderness Area. We got our bait, and actually we didn't get any bait. We got our tackle and any last-minute items we needed, fishing license, etc., and we headed into the fucking wilderness. And we parked the truck, started walking, and we walked, I don't know, we walked a good ways.
Couple hours.
Yeah, along the side of the Uwharrie River, which I had only ever seen before in satellite imaging. And it turns out that thing's a little bit bigger than it looks from space.
In the satellite images, it looked like there were areas where you could step on top of the rocks and like skip your way across. And if you see rocks coming out of the river that you can walk across, probably the space between the rocks is only knee deep or so, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was not the case. No. When we got there, the rocks were not dry. They were covered by raging river. And thank you.
Yeah, tell us about that crossing.
Yeah,
tell us what was that.
What happened there?
So from my point of view, I basically said, "Does this look like a good spot to cross?" And we kind of agreed that it was, and I took my sneakers off and put my mandals on that everyone likes to make fun of so much, and I started heading across. I got across, and I don't know, it probably took me 10 minutes to get across, and I realized I didn't have my phone. It had fallen out of my pocket on the other side of the river. So I made a walking stick, crossed back to the other side, and retrieved my phone plus about half of Woody's gear.
That's so unfair. That's so unfair because
It
was
unfair.
It
was
40
unfair
or
for me to
50
carry your
pound
thing.
pack on my back, and he's like, "Then I carried Woody's stuff," and by that he means like the bedroll.
I carried Woody's bedroll and a plastic bag full of other items, plus my phone and maybe something else. I carried that stuff across to the other side of the river once again, and then I started waiting on Woody to make his way, and he picked a walking stick that I would not have picked.
Walking stick
Mine was
fine.
about 5.5 feet long and pretty skinny, and his was about 3 feet long and really fat.
One might call it the thick six.
Yes, he pulled out a thick 6 and tried to navigate these rapids with it, and the current was really strong, guys. Like it's pushing against your legs, and every step you take is an unbalanced one. You feel like you're going to lose your footing, fall in the thing, and just get washed down river. So I crossed the river again and took Woody by the hand and led him back across. And finally, two of us were both on the same correct side of the river.
I didn't make a big deal out of the footwear on the subreddit, but I really think that because we crossed again at like I don't know what time it was. I'm gonna call it 2 a.m.
1 a.m.
Okay. But it was dark out. The river was even stronger because like it had started to like drizzle or something. And we did another river crossing, but this time because we were headed home, I wore my shoes. Like I didn't care if they got soaked, and I walked across pretty much fine. It was the barefoot that actually made a big difference.
I didn't realize you were barefoot at the time. That would have made it rough.
Yeah, the rocks were like incredibly slippery, and it was. If I were to do it again, what I brought I brought hiking boots and I brought flip-flops, like little rubber flip-flops, and they're nice for hiking because they're so lightweight and you can just throw them in your pack or hang them on, and that's really where my experience was based in. But for this kind of thing where you really only hiked a couple hours, then you intend to stay there for a week, I could have brought mandals like Kyle had because they were a better pick.
Optimal. So then we walked a bit further and we found our campsite. We went pretty high up as far as elevation, away from the rivers because we were expecting a couple of inches of rain the next day, and we started making our camp. We chopped down, I'm going to call it 30 trees, started building our shelter, got our firewood established, and pretty much got our camp done. We also cut down a really big tree that fell right
I would say
across
30 saplings in a tree.
Yeah. We cut a big tree down with our bare fucking hands, pretty much.
Bare hands. There was no cutting of that tree.
I chewed that son of a bitch.
My testosterone level was rising just because I became such a macho badass as I cut down the trees. Carry on.
So we had our camp pretty well established, and we decided to walk back down to the river and cast our lines out there. And we did so, and I'm just going to skip to the end on the fishing part. We never caught a fish. Not one. Although I will say this, occasionally these big, beautiful, delicious-looking fish would jump clear out of the water and mock me. And
That's exactly it. I think I saw one fish do this. Just throw that out there.
They were flying out of the water, just giving us the fuck you and swimming back away. It was terrible. And so we're getting pretty hungry at this point, and we would go back and forth between fishing and our shelter. We wanted to recast the lines, check them for food, etc., and then go back and start improving our shelter. And we got our shelter pretty well established. It just needed to be thatched up so that it was weatherproof. But we had the structure there, and we were down there fishing. And I look upriver about 250 yards, pretty much the same as meters for the rest of you guys.
Okay, carry on.
And there's what I don't know what they're called, but it's a stork. There's a stork up there, and I'm pretty sure these things are protected by some law. But I was really, really hungry, and so I'm like, I'm gonna go kill that fucking bird, and we're gonna eat. So I grab Woody's rifle and I start running back up river, but I go into the forest a little bit so he doesn't see me coming. These things have really good eyesight, believe it or not. I get all the way down there. It's 250 yards. It's 500 feet. I run 500 feet in a roundabout way, and he's gone. And I'm just like, fuck. 250 yards is 750 feet. You were right. I run 750 feet. And this motherfucker is gone. And I'm like, shit. I was expecting food at this juncture. So I jog back to Woody, and I'm like, you're not going to believe it. I got there. He was gone. I turn around, I point back up river. I was like, he was right there. And there he is. He's back in the same goddamn spot. And I'm like, I'm going to go kill that motherfucker. BRB. And so I start jogging again. I do the jog again. Get down there. He's gone. I shit you not. So now I'm just...
Is this a mirage story?
No, it's a smart bird story. So I jog all the way back. So now I've jogged 3,000 feet, over half a mile. I jog all the way back.
Oh, wait, maybe it is 3,000. Yeah, back.
Yeah,
okay,
3,000.
carry on, my mistake.
And I'm like, Woody, you're not going to believe it. He was gone again. And I look downriver, 250 yards, and there the motherfucker is.
Yeah.
And
then he comes flying by.
Yeah, as we point at him, he takes off, makes this big looping circle, and goes back to where we originally saw him. And I was like, all right, we're not capable of dealing with him. He's too smart for us. We can't handle him. If I'd had a more high-powered rifle, like a 5.56, I'd have totally sniped him out. It'd been done. But we didn't. So then I'm like, these fish aren't working. I don't see any crayfish. There's nowhere really to build those fish traps we talked about. Well, it's turtle time. It's turtle time. Mm-hmm. We're going to eat those turtles that keep popping up for air in the river.
Mocking us with the fish.
Yeah. They would come up. They come up to the top of the water, stick their heads up, get a couple breaths of air, and then go back down. And there was a really big tree that had fallen into the river, and I get up on that tree and go out into the water on the tree, so I'm looking at a downward angle to the water so my bullets won't skip and they'll be more effective, and I just wait. And finally a turtle pops up. It's about the size of a dinner plate, I'm going to say. And I shoot the thing, and he's dead. He's dead. He's just floating there, and I'm like, Woody, I got it. We're going to eat. Run back down to Woody, give him his rifle, and I start swimming across this fucking river. And I'm not a good swimmer. I'm no Woody's gamer tag. So I'm wondering at this point why Woody's gamer tag didn't show off his Aquaman skills and swim that fucking river.
I didn't even see the turtle. This isn't even a confirmed kill. Like I didn't.
I saw the turtle. He was done.
He saw the turtle with the mirage,
Yeah, right. It was next to the fake store. Carry on.
Done. Swim across the river, get over there. The son of a bitch has sank to the bottom. He's gone. And I am exhausted in a way that it's not like being tired. I'm exhausted. I feel like my chest feels hollow.
And
my
he's
stomach
low on
feels
food
hollow.
at this point too. I mean, he ate breakfast and it's probably 7 p.m.
Yeah. So I start throwing up right about then. I threw up a couple times. Crossed the river. It took me much longer to cross the river this time, even though I was waiting. I went upriver where it was more shallow. And from then on, I just really felt like shit. We got back to camp. I laid down on my mat just on the ground, ticks got all over me. Chiggers got in my legs. Chiggers are like these worms that burrow into your skin. And you want to take it from there?
So let's see. At that point, we went back up. We had a little more shelter to do. I think maybe I worked on the shelter a little bit. I definitely got the fire cooking. And I had this idea that if we could get Kyle warmed up, dry, and rested, that he might, recover to some extent. And there we laid for like the next 6 or 7 hours. It's hard to track time. He kept throwing up. It was like, I don't know how frequent he was throwing up. I'll call it every 40 minutes or so, but it was a lot, right? Sometimes productive, sometimes just dry heaving, but the guy was sick, really sick. And,
and it was the bad kind of vomiting. It wasn't like, all right, I'm drunk, let's get all of this out. It wasn't like that. It was like, there's nothing in me, but my body still thinks there's like poison inside of me, and I'm just like retching, and my stomach is just tightening into this ball, and it's really painful. And I'm trying to control my breathing to control the impulse to vomit, and I'm just like, and I know Woody must be thinking, is he gonna die on me?
I was trying to get him better, right? So I did the fire as I said I would. We got that thing started and at an appropriate size, and as it headed into night, it was just like, well, I guess we'll sleep like this. Kyle didn't even sleep in the structure. He just laid out he had a bedroll on the ground. I laid out my bedroll in the structure, which sounds selfish, but trust me, it wasn't any comfy thing. I promise you.
I got the best of it besides the bugs. He was in there rolling around on those sticks.
Oh,
it did not look comfortable.
No, don't go thinking that I took the prime spot or something. As a matter of fact, many times I was tempted to join him on the ground.
You should have.
Yeah. So I completely lost track of time. I would doze off and then wake up, and the fire needed to be reinvigorated, and I repeated that process. It was probably, would you call it midnight, 1 a.m. ish?
It was exactly midnight.
Okay.
when you woke up, and so from my frame of view, I was just lying there with my head on a log as a pillow, staring at the sky, up through the pine trees. It was a full moon, but it was cloudy and overcast, so the clouds kind of reflect the moonlight, and everything was lit up almost like dawn. And it started raining.
But that dawn thing is a key, because to me, I thought it was dawn. Like the fire was especially low, like it maybe even gone out, just embers at that point. And I look up and it looks like dawn, and it's starting to rain. So now we're headed into that day 2, the 25-degree freezing rain. And in my head, we need to zoom out of here, or we're staying till Thursday. Those are our choices. And Kyle has not stopped throwing up. So, and the whole thing about the Thursday is, I've been in here when it rains before in that forest, and the flash flooding is ridiculous. There are so many hills that the water all just rushes down quickly, and it floods. It floods hard. You've heard my stories over the roof of the truck before, and I know that we can't cross this river after or during a rain. So it's starting to rain, and I say, Kyle, do you want to go home? Thinking that it's Tuesday morning, but it's not. It's around midnight on Monday.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah. Because I was pretty much thinking the same thing. I knew that it was midnight, but I knew that if we didn't go then, the next day was just going to be worse. It was going to be much worse, and I didn't know if I was going to get better or not. So we packed our shit, and we walked out of there, and the walk out of there was miserable for me. I know. Like the pack was like digging into my shoulder, and things weren't packed nearly as well as they were, when we packed them at home, so it was jostling around. Crossed that stupid fucking river at 1 in the morning, and Woody's walking in front of me, I'm holding his pack so neither one of us fall, and got back to his truck. He dropped me at my car.
Wait. I don't think we covered that properly. On the way back, I led the way like the macho fucking man I am. And Kyle did the equivalent of holding my hand. There's a...
Nope.
Yes.
Nope. Not at all.
Kyle's probably feverish and been retching all night. And
There's
Woody's
no
excuses for the champion.
Yet.
There's like a handle on the top of my backpack, right? And he is holding on to this thing so that, much like
so
he
that
might
you
help,
don't fall in.
so that a little old lady, like kind of Kyle, like you might help her cross the street.
I disagree. I was holding onto that backpack because you kept losing your balance, and I wanted to make sure you didn't go down.
I could have
Bullshit.
jogged across that river.
Bullshit. No, this time I had footwear, and I crossed that river like the Aquaman I am. And Kyle held on for dear life so that he didn't get washed downstream.
Not true. Regardless, it's not true. Got back to my car, and I got in some dry clothes that I had
But
in my
wait,
trunk.
there's a thing.
Oh, is there?
On the way back, so Kyle is, I guess, struggling. Me, I'm fine. It's interesting to me because I haven't eaten in a long time, and the hunger had come and gone. I think even my strength kind of returned after my rest, and there's frogs everywhere. We must have seen like
7.
7? Okay, I was going to say 9, but there's your ballpark. And it's like, dude, we totally could have caught these frogs. They were sitting there. We were walking within 3 feet of them. I think I could have hit them with a stick, killed them, and had a food source. So it's like, we didn't catch the fish, but I think we had figured out how to feed ourselves in terms of frogs' legs.
We definitely had. It was nighttime, and there were just so many frogs in the mud puddles created in the path. And we totally could have grabbed at least 6 or 7 frogs and eaten them, but I was vomiting. I think I threw up two, at least twice on the way out, and then once more when we got to my car. So it was like, if Woody had been like, "Hey Kyle, would you like some frog legs that I just dug out of this cesspool over here?" I'd have threw up on him.
Yeah, Kyle, so my truck was near the thing because it was like a dirt, like you wouldn't want to take a nice sports car near the campsite. And so we took my truck together, and then I drove him back to his car. He vomits in the parking lot, and then gives me this cootie handshake as a goodbye.
I don't understand the cootie handshake. I didn't throw up on my hand.
You're sick though.
That's not how I throw up. Yeah, but where's my hand been?
Attached to your body.
You don't. If you shake hands with sick people, you can get sick.
Yeah, if they have germs on their hand. I had no reason to have germs on my hand.
You're vomiting, and no one knows the cause.
All right, fair enough. He shook my hand like a man, though.
I did, I did. No flinching, no nothing.
He held back a little. He was like, all right.
No, maybe in the truck later, there was a little of this going on. But
some Purell.
Sanitizer.
Yeah, and then I got home around 5 or 6 a.m. the next day.
So I drove. I'm going to say it took me about 3.5 hours to get to Anderson, South Carolina, and that is when I finally had hunger again. I didn't eat as soon as I got out of there. I waited 3.5 hours, and I stopped at a Jack in the Box, and I got this giant cheeseburger and these curly fries and a Coke, and I was like, this is going to be so good. I started eating it, and I had the worst pain in the roof of my mouth. So it felt like burns. It felt like at least first-degree burns in the roof of my mouth. And my eyes were watering, like I was tearing up, and I was like, God, what is this? And I'm scrubbing the roof of my mouth with napkins, thinking maybe I don't know, there was something on the food. I took one bite of the food, that's all I could eat, and apparently I got a bacterial infection somehow, and that's all worked its way out now. But
oh, I'm sorry, I was gonna jump in a quick thing. There was a thought that the water filter didn't do its job, and that's why he got a bacterial infection. And somebody made a post on the subreddit, which got a lot of attention, and then they also made a video, which is what they linked on the subreddit. But that person, while well-meaning, was off target, and he knows that. What he did is he found out that a Brita water filter, like something you might use in your house to filter tap water, doesn't get bacteria out of the lake. But the water filter I bought does. It's specifically for that purpose, for hikers, for unknown water sources like this, like a Life Straw type of filter. Carbon, it had a ceramic filter, a paper filter, and a carbon filter, and it handled down to 2 microns. And it specifically calls out that it's for bacteria. And I drank a ton of that same water and didn't get sick at all. My guess is, if it's bacterial, which I don't know, I'm not really a healthcare pro, probably in the swim, maybe he drank some without intending to.
Or in my nose, or in a cut. I had cuts all over me.
These are all good ideas, but I don't think it was the filtered water, because I know I drank a gallon of that stuff.
Yeah, so I was really bummed out by that. I still feel bad that we didn't get the job done. So we are gonna go again, right?
Yeah, I wasn't so. I wasn't pushing it too hard. Kyle, by his car, as he's vomiting, suggested we do something less extreme. But you know, look.
But that was
wasn't
pussy,
really
Kyle, because I was half dead.
Yeah, he didn't have the benefit of reflection, right? You know, now that he's at home and he's fed again and he's more fully amped, maybe we can give the exact same thing another go. Maybe we.
Oh God, not the exact. Not really. Not that place.
Maybe not.
I just
Maybe
feel
not
like that
across the
place
river,
doesn't have
yeah.
it. Something about that place, man. Like we said, it wasn't squirrel or rabbit season. But after a while of we were working really hard. Like I can go a day without food if I'm chilling
Right.
at my house. But if you go a day without food, I'm telling you, what we were doing was strenuous labor. I chopped down 30 or 40 trees by hand with a saw, and I was tying. Regardless, lots of work, and I didn't feel like it. I was just so hungry, so worn out, and I was like, I'm gonna kill some stuff. I was walking around with that 22, and I'd have shot anything I saw that looked edible. There were these tiny, like, finch-type birds in the trees. I'm telling you, these things couldn't have weighed more than an ounce. And I took a pot shot at one way up in a tree. I was like, if he falls, I'm just going to eat him whole. I'm just going to, like, pop this son of a bitch in my mouth like a peep.
like he's one of those peeps. Oh, did you just say peep from Easter?
Uh-huh.
God damn it, that was the line I was going to eat.
I'm witty as fuck. You can't keep up with this.
I could on the second river crossing. Carry on.
So yeah, I was totally ready to massacre some squirrels, rabbits, whatever, out of season. I didn't give a fuck. There were no people within miles and miles. We were going to eat those sons of bitches, and I was going to live. But there weren't any. There weren't any. We didn't see one. It was really bad. So I would like to scout the next location. And do you think it's okay to mention who I spoke to last night who said he would be up for the next trip?
Yes, I do think it's okay.
Syndicate. Syndicate told me last night that he would totally be up for the next survival trip.
Yeah, I think that'd be neat. I think he'd be fun. So.
And I bet Chiz, and I know Chiz here would be willing to go, and that would give us a quick 4-man team, no problem.
Yeah, I saw Chiz's thing. Would you
Be
willing
careful
to go
when
on
you
the
sleep,
trip?
though. He might stab you in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Shiv.
Dr. Shiv.
I lost my train of thought. But yeah. All right, so we'll do it again. I had a couple thoughts. One thought was we do something less extreme in the summertime and then schedule a full-on survival trip at a time that works with Lozon's fight schedule.
Ooh.
You know, do like a filler trip. I don't know what that filler trip is. Maybe take a zip line through some Nicaraguan rainforest. It's making shit up.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, right? Like, I want to do something awesome. We'll just, dude, Nicaragua's not that far. It's like a 5-hour plane trip or something.
Isn't that where they, like, kidnap people and send your fingers to your relatives?
Listen, any place with awesome fun is going to have its downsides. Don't listen them for the mild kidnapping and gun trading and shit. It's just go take the zip line. Be
like,
a nice
you need
little
both your
tourist.
kindies.
I
Don't
feel
be
like
pansy.
I feel like Nicaraguan ziplining is a one-stop ticket to becoming an indentured servant for some Nicaraguan warlord.
Line with guns.
I've been to Nicaragua before. It didn't seem like a big deal. Dominican Republic, that had a mafia that like you were always aware of what the mafia was doing, like where they were in control and where people had died recently. But in Nicaragua, it wasn't like that at all.
They got guns.
But I'm just making stuff up. Like I had another idea that we could take Kyle's yacht to Barbados. That is the dumbest idea for me because I get seasick and I'd be trapped at sea for days.
And no one knows how to sail amongst the crew.
You're going to make a big deal out of every hiccup. You'll never get anything done.
No, I'm down.
The boat's
Just bring
also in
oars, though.
disarray, isn't it? Is it not?
That makes it more exciting, Lefty.
Yeah, Lefty. You think we won't figure out how to sail on the way?
So you don't know how to sail on a ship that is barely seaworthy, if it is at all, but we're going to do it.
Is it floating? All right, it's good.
Now I know why Wings called you such a pussy about everything, man.
Oh, how did that work out? How did that whole Lefty's a pussy because he won't go on the survival trip work out? I just want to know.
Yeah, I'll tell you step 2. I don't go to Barbados, so that's me. What was I going to say?
I'd fly to Barbados to get drunk on a beach.
But I'm just throwing out ideas. Like, I'd like to do some sort of adventure. It doesn't even have to be long, like a 4-day trip where we...
Trucking.
Dude, the Dominican Republic, I know a spot where you can you can hike to the top of a mountain, and then you pretty much swim down this river, and there's like, I think, 27 waterfalls along the way, and you just sort of jump on them. We could go do that.
Swim down a river.
Yeah, well, it's easy. You, float, and then the river, you're going downhill. I've done it. It's no big deal.
Oh, okay. Just
Yeah.
I've never, if it sounds fun.
We could go to the Dominican Republic and take a river full of water. Not all the waterfalls are big. Some of them are like 7 feet tall. You just jump off them.
We need a kayak down that motherfucker.
Yeah, does anyone bring like floaties and shit to go
I'm bringing
down
a
it?
kayak. That's the way to do it.
No.
Kayak
You're gonna be hitting people with oars and shit while
It's
they go
totally not
down
the way to
the
do it. But I'm just throwing out like little like things we can do as a filler trip, maybe on the way to the fall when it will be proper hunting season, and we can kill and eat stuff proper. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this out loud. I'll say it anyway. Lozon doesn't have a date for a fight, but he's looking at August-ish. So
Okay.
One might assume like you give the guy like 10 days after a fight to heal open wounds or whatever might happen during UFC fights, and then we go.
It's not that bad.
Where do
you
you
sleep?
What area of the country are you? Just so I know.
It sounds
I've
like
never
where you were
heard
in the
of
woods was better than where you
Are
sleep.
you from Australia?
Oh, God knows what crawled on us in those woods, right? Like, like the stuff that latches
wolf
on is
spider.
what we know about.
That's true.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, man. Who knows? You were over there snoring, so your mouth was definitely open.
Doesn't sound right. No.
God knows what crawled into your mouth, down your esophagus. It could have laid eggs in your nasal passage.
I'm
That
curious. I'm curious to know how Chiz knows that Woody snores.
I was tutoring Hope in math, and there's a bed above Woody's desk, and he took a cat nap. He was snoring loud, and she's like, "You hear that?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, the dog, right?" "No, that's my dad." And she got closer with the mic, and
Yeah.
like a bear was in the room with her. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it is. I've shared a room with Woody before, and I've slept in the woods with him, and he slept over at my house. He's a snorer.
No, that's not true. I would have heard it.
We could check out.
Yeah,
the
you
sleep
do
apnea
hear
or
it, and you
something.
wake up in the night, and you're all startled.
yeah. The noise stopped. That's good. I can go back to sleep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's the equivalent of a dog who farts himself awake. And he's like, what happened? No, I guess it stopped. None of that noise stopped, so I'm going to go back to bed.
None of this is ringing a bell.
I've got to say, though, when I was lying on that, so I want to frame this well so everybody kind of gets a mental image. I've got this half-inch pad that I'm lying on, and I let the end of it overlap over that tree we cut down, and that's my pillow. And I've got my coat bunched up under my neck, and I've got like one of those emergency blankets on myself. And I'm just laying there staring up at that like gray sky with the clouds in it, and it's bright. And
The
I'm
full
looking at the
moon
pine-
behind the clouds, right?
Yeah, and the pine tree swaying up there, and just pounding headache, feeling really nauseous. Rain is like it's not raining, but it's sprinkling. You know, a drop hit me right in the fucking eyeball. I remember that. That's probably how I got sick. That probably made it worse. That's why I had those sores in the roof of my mouth. And it weren't sores. That was a weird situation. I don't know how to explain it. Eating caused incredible pain in the roof of my mouth for 2 days, and I got some antibacterial stuff and sorted that out. But anyway, Woody is snoring over there, and I can see him next to the fire. And I was just so uncomfortable and in so much pain. It felt like pain all over my body, aches and pains and cuts and scratches. I was actually too hot, the bottom half of my body sweating from that emergency blanket shit. I can feel a tick on my legs every now and then. I reach down in the darkness and pull it off and flick it away. And there was no getting to sleep. I rolled left, right, on my back, on my stomach. It wasn't going to happen. That was awful.
If you were up anyway, why didn't you tend to the fire?
I didn't want to. I didn't. The answer is I didn't fucking want to. I tended to it about 3 times, and I'd say you tended to it 6 times. But
I would
fire.
say that was not. If you did 3 times, I won't argue, but I must have been at 12. Maybe you did fall asleep more than you know.
They're going to be arguing these numbers for the rest.
Who's more of a man?
I was on.
There
that
was one
fire.
time when the fire caught when the leaves caught on fire and they were like creeping towards Woody, and I was just
Let it
watching
happen.
I was watching the fire approach his body,
And I was like, I'll stop it if it gets too close, but he'll probably wake up before that happens.
That'll stop it.
There was one time when the fire. So there's the fire, and then like around it are all the burnt leaves, and that was kind of our fire pit. But it had somehow gotten out of that, and the leaves and the pine straw were on fire. And he's like, "Woody, I'm gonna need your help here."
Yeah.
And the stack of firewood was right about to catch, and I got up and put it out for him.
Yeah. We had to beat the fire down with sticks and like put the leaves out and push them closer to the fire.
Told you bitches I could make a fire.
He made it. Yes, he did make a fire.
So that picture about the forest being burnt down after day 4 was almost accurate.
Almost.
It was close. But it was going to rain. So I have an itchy tick bite. Is that a bad sign?
All right, so I think are you sure it's a tick bite? You pulled the tick off of it?
Yes, there's no doubt.
It's just going to be itchy. Put some cortisone on it. I got some chiggers, and the way you handle that, or the way I've always handled it, was nail polish. Of course, the only nail polish that was handy was purple. So I had these disgusting, purple nail polish on skin doesn't look purple and shiny like it would on a lady's nails. It just looks like I have a terrible disease.
All right then.
Purple.
It's quite disgusting on my left thigh. I got home before I found one of the ticks. He was pretty close to my.
For a while.
Pretty close to my manly area. So I was happy that, and even when I was laying there in the forest, I kept feeling around my ball, groin area because I just don't want anything.
What is it with these ticks in the manly area? Because I got home thinking I had no ticks. I was like, I don't know why Kyle has all the ticks. Maybe he's sweeter than me. And then I find one on my leg, or I find another one on my arm, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. And then I find one on my manly area, and at this point. It's been I've been home for 36 hours or something, maybe less than that. Maybe it was 20. I think it was less than that. What's that?
Was it big?
No, it was tiny, which is scarier because they're the ones with Lyme disease.
No. It's the opposite.
I thought the bigger ones.
So the way you get the Lyme disease is it drinks your blood and then it vomits it back into you and then drinks it again. And then when they get big like that, that means they've been on long enough to do that stuff. So that's when you get Lyme.
And I don't think it was on as long as I said. It wasn't 36 hours. I think it was approaching 24. Yeah, something like that. And that's when I discovered it on my manly area. And now I'm freaked out. Now I have a mole on my inner thigh that I went to town with tweezers on because I thought it was a tick. And now I have a bloody mole. That sucks.
Oh.
Bullshit. And
you couldn't tell the difference? What is wrong with you?
It's dark in here. And it was late, and I was sleep deprived. And it's
you got a medical procedure. Were you on the phone? Were you on the phone?
No, I was drunk. But I've had found the other tick, and I was all freaked out because it was in my manly area. And what if I had transferred that tick? That's irresponsible.
Did you check your ass?
No.
The reason they go there, it's hot and
I'm all good.
Dark and warm.
I'm all good. I get you want to wax that area anyway for maximum running ability. I'm the only one.
You know, come on. No, I'm down. Yeah, but I just don't go out. Woody swims. You waxing.
I don't swim anymore, but
maybe had you, somebody wouldn't be near death.
Yeah. It had occurred to me too, right? The first turtle, I think I shot at the first turtle, and that turtle is still okay. Anyway, I thought maybe we need to switch this role. Maybe he should be the shooter and I should be the retriever. And then I thought, wait a minute, that's like holding the bullseye. I don't know that I like this role. All right, Kyle, it's 6 feet away. You shoot it. I'll be right next to it. And that's a terrible job.
Yeah, we decided early on, I think, that I would be the one who would go into the river when that was required because I was most appropriately dressed to do so. I had my mandals, I had my board shorts, and I had a Nike air dry shirt that really seemed to dry fast. You could soak this thing, and it seemed like it was dry again within half an hour.
And I had long pants, socks, hiking boots, and a cotton T-shirt on.
Yeah, but you ripped a fucking tree out of the ground, so you got nothing
What
to
do
issue.
Yeah, and dropped it all on your camping gear almost.
I was so worried it was gonna fall on your foot. And
That was
Kyle
pretty.
pointed
That
it
was
out in the
planned.
video.
Yeah, we had actually moved all the breakables out, and in watching the videos, I'm like, you lazy shit! Why didn't you move the rest of the stuff? And it was a pain. Like the sheath for the axe was under the tree, and you're so tired, and you don't have any food, and you've just cut down like 30 trees, and you're like wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Oh, that shit's there for life, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, as we're chopping down the trees, like I wasn't thinking to myself, I wish that Wings was here. I was thinking to myself, I wish that Joe Lozon was here. Joe is a freaking workhorse of energy doing stuff, and that guy could have chopped down a forest for us.
Yeah. But Woody was fishing once, and he got his hook stuck on the bottom. And then he was like jerking his line back and forth, and before he knew it, the end of the fishing rod slipped down the line into the water to the hook, which was stuck on the bottom. So now he's got half a fishing rod, and the rest of it is on the bottom with his hook. So I'm like, all right, here we go. And he's hopping the water.
But I think he wasn't even dry yet from his previous swim. So,
And people were worried about those fishing rods.
No, those rods were such shit. We left them. We left those fucking rods in the woods.
We did. I wasn't gonna tell everyone because I think it kind of violates the campground rule. And
No, there's some fishing rods. You want them? You can have them.
yeah, you lucky ducks. We left those. It was late at night, and we had a river crossing to do, and we had a man that was sick, and we hadn't eaten in a long time, and we left our fishing rods behind because. Like all this talk of easy food. Joe Lozon sends me a video of it was someone else, but he had a similar experience of pulling like sunnies out of the water, like one a minute. They're just yanking. Joe said he caught 70 fish in like 90 minutes, and I was like, well, damn, maybe we'll be okay. This seems easy enough to me. I don't know. I don't know how to fish, I guess.
I think it was because I resisted getting live bait from the place because I felt
it seemed like
that
cheating.
It seemed like cheating. And but if we had taken like chicken livers or worms or something like that, something that like catfish and predatorial fish might attack too, we may have caught some fish. So that may have been a mistake, not bringing good bait. Because we were gonna bring good bullets for our fucking rifles, so why not?
Did you guys go looking for bait at all?
I did.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kyle, did you look for bait?
No, I was after the stork bird on that journey.
That's exactly when it was. Kyle was after the stork bird. I took my little pooper scooper shovel and I was looking for worms, and I was just digging around, moving the leaves and stuff like that, and. You know where to find worms, like right where it's the most wet and the soil is the richest and stuff. But I didn't know where to find that. So I'm just like, well, here under the leaves, sort of randomly looking for worms, and I didn't see what I needed. Mm-hmm. And given time, we found I want to call it a water bottle, but it was only like this big. Mm-hmm. And we had talked about how to make a cricket thing. Basically, you slice the top off, put it backwards so that they can go in but not out, and put something nice in there. We had glucose tablets that we were going to bring for Wings. I was like, well, we'll just put some water, some sugar in there, and let the crickets get trapped. But we didn't stay long enough to do that.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. I've got a new topic.
Oh. Okay, I got one too. We go.
Kyle, you're muted. That's funny.
Number 1. Number 2. Pizza pie in my eye. Oh my! Just like